Hi.
Hi.
Audacity is a piece of shit. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 211 for the week of November 28th, 2021. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving if you were celebrating in the United States, or if you just had a great weekend regardless. This is the episode. The title of this episode is Record Breaking. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire, and this week I'm joined by the man in the Toy Story Pizza Planet t-shirt, Will, aka I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you doing on this early? We're early.
Yeah. About,
Monday evening.
40-minute early stream. I'm doing good. Got off of work early. Part of the reason we're starting early.
You did.
So, yeah, it's good. How about yourself?
I'm good. As we both agreed, we're both tired.
Yeah, we were getting all the yawns out before the show.
Yawns, and for you, phlegm, That's just getting it all out there.
Yeah, thanks.
It's okay. We're honest here on the show, I just had the fuck around, find out thing pop into my head again. Nobody's going to understand, but that's okay. That's besides the point. What's up, Brian? Welcome to the live show. Nice lungs, he says. Thank you. That's what you get with parents who were smokers. No? All right.
I mean, no, I think he was being serious. I
know he was. I know. I was just putting a joke on it.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah.
Because my parents, are. Yeah. But that's besides the point. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want, I didn't mean for it to get dark,
Dark.
Yeah.
Do you want to, maybe let's just.
Don't do drugs, kids.
What's on?
Stay in school.
What's on this episode, John?
Will, I'm glad you asked. On this episode of the show, we have tons of HCS updates. The Gears Dynasty makes its way to Halo.
Yeah.
Another tournament record has been broken. Tournament recaps, of course. And we have our topic of just additional Halo Infinite feedback since we played for another week. So just other things that we found out.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, Will, I don't think this episode is going to be 4 hours long. So without further ado, let's just get into some competitive motherfucking news. HCS Raleigh invited teams update. This is by HCS and Hines. I wanted to kick off the news, Will, with this, because I think there was a lot of confusion around hey, who's going to be invited? Who's getting all expenses paid trips to Raleigh based off these qualifiers?
Yeah.
Well, we have that information. So first up, the official HCS account tweeted out the following. The top 4 teams from this week's, the tweet said next week, but it's this week's by the time we're recording this.
Yeah.
So this week's kickoff qualifier, the top 4 teams from this week's kickoff qualifier will secure pool play plus expenses paid for Raleigh. The next 4 pool play slots plus expenses will go to the top 4 teams with the most HCS points from all the previous qualifiers. Okay? And then Hines kind of added to this as well. So Hines stated, teams that earn pool play spots and travel coverage in the kickoff qualifier on December 1st and the 2nd by region. Now, for those who are maybe their ears perked up a second, that is correct. This kickoff qualifier takes place on Wednesday and Thursday this week. This is not a weekend qualifier. So if you plan on signing up with your team, please, and you're listening to this episode on Monday or Tuesday, please understand that this kickoff qualifier will take place on December 1st and the 2nd, which is Wednesday and Thursday this week, not this weekend. Thank you. So here are the teams that earn them. For North America, top 4 in placing, plus the next 4 in total points for a total of 8 teams. EU, top 2 in placing, plus the next 2 in total points for a total of 4 teams. Mexico, top 2 in placing, plus the next 1 in total points, so 3 total teams. And Australia, New Zealand, the top 1 in placing. Okay? So a total of 16 teams across, within the regions will be invited with expenses paid to Raleigh. Next news story. HCS playlist at launch? Unlikely. This is by Tashi. So Ryan tweeted out and asked Tashi, are there any plans to remove Behemoth from Ranked Arena so it mimics HCS settings? So for those who are unaware, and there was a question in Discord as well today, I wanted to address this on the show too, just in case people were not aware. The HCS settings and the ranked settings in the ranked playlist are the exact same. The only difference between the ranked playlist and the what the HCS players are playing in these qualifiers is that Behemoth is out of the rotation in terms of maps. Everything else is exactly the same. Damage, shields, equipment, weapons, whatever, the maps, the modes, all of it's the same. The only thing that's different is Behemoth is not there. So that's why Ryan asked. Tashi replied with, not at this moment, but we've heard the feedback and have begun digging into the playlist data to see what we can learn. Playlist is not meant to be a one-to-one with the HCS. Main goal of playlist is to keep players in the playlist as engaged as we can. So now, he didn't outright say it's not going to be there, but I read that and interpret that as it's not going to be there at launch if we want an HCS-specific playlist, a.k.a. Behemoth bye-bye. You know?
Yeah.
So, in the words of our show, we'll just have to wait and see. Brian says, wow, it's almost as if they know it's bad.
Because it's already out of the HCS, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking bad. Shouldn't be there.
You know, it was also brought up in our Discord looking at the playlist data, right? I get you have to look at the data you have, but there's also people who are going to play that map just because they don't want to take a ban. Or
that's me. And that's Beth, as we learned in Discord. Yeah.
But I try on that map because it's in ranked and I want to win. But
Absolutely.
I don't enjoy it.
Right. That's the whole thing is that, well, I'm there. And if my teammate quits out, well, fuck me, right? Because you're not getting it auto-populated at that point, unlike social. But you're right. It's like if the game goes to time, man, I wasted a lot of fucking time. If you have a teammate leave, fuck, I'm probably going to lose this game. How is this going to affect my CSR? Or it may not. I mean, MMR, but it might not because you lost a teammate. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't feel very good. And I tweeted out earlier that I think that fucking map should be removed anyway, but next news story. Infinite Observer Mode updates. This is by Tashi. He was replying to a few people on Twitter, and here's what he said. We have a long list of features we want to add to Observer, including a minimap. This is just version 1. It'll continue to evolve over time. Excuse me. So that's good to hear. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people, and we talked about in the tournament watch-alongs too, is that a lot of people would love to have a minimap on there just to see, like a Call of Duty does it, other games do it. Be really cool to see where players are. And that way you don't have to focus on the person being spectated at the time.
I have another ask.
Sure.
The scoreboard being so big for each team and up at all times, that needs to go away. Like,
really?
I think they should have the stats of the player you're watching up there. Okay. And not like just shrink it down because it just takes up too much real estate on the screen. You're like watching the tournament through this like you're like, for those who've played Tarkov, it's like you're watching the tournament through the Alton lens where you have like a partial screen of view of what's going on.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
It's free real estate.
Free real estate.
No, so you mentioned that we talked about it last week. And there are other people that are asking for like better representation of the scores via the mode that's taking place, right?
Yeah.
And Brian mentioned this, Brian in the chat right now, Brian mentioned this a lot during the watch along last night, was where the scores like were not indicative. Like what was showing in the scoreboard was not indicative of the mode that was being played. There was a lot of free real estate that was just taken up by stupid shit that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
So
that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Having better data representation in that scoreboard could be beneficial too. My thing is, along with the mini map, right? So they have the name of the player over to the left, like in the white bar.
Yep.
Like put that up or bring that down because we can't see the kill feed. And yes, you can pay attention to the scoreboard because you'll see when somebody dies, but you don't know who killed them. You don't know how. Yeah. Right. So just getting that extra little bit of information, the mini map would help in that regard too. But like seeing the kill feed to understand what the fuck is taking place, and then making the score itself bigger.
Yeah, the one that's on because
you can't fucking read.
It's bottom mid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way too small. I was literally reading it because the white text on the bright yellow background was terrible. Now, granted, they're trying to make it more consistent to where the scoreboard and whatnot matches the colors of the player's organization.
Yep.
Which is good. That's a cool change. But as something I learned last night is that Brian's colorblind. Had no idea. Maybe he mentioned it. I'm just a fucking idiot, but I had no idea. Also, Philbron James. That is amazing. That's a great name.
James.
Yes, Philbron James.
Philbron James. Yes. Love it.
Thank you so much for the fucking tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Philbron James says, hello from the COD Rec League. Love the podcast. Thank you so much. Welcome. And thank you for the tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciate it. And the follow,
and then
too.
he corrected with Halo Rec League. So,
perfect.
Beautiful.
Yes. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way. Thank you. Brian says down with the lime greens. Yeah, I had no idea Brian was colorblind. And he brought a lot of context to like, hey, this is, I mean, we all agreed it was really bad, but like, he's like, no, this is really bad from my perspective because I literally just can't like tell. And that's really good that you voice your opinion on that. He even started a hashtag. Yeah. And you know what I should do? Let me look that up real quick.
They should maybe almost.
This is really funny.
Yeah. Do you think they should change the scoreboard then to have just like a better, like clearer text field and then because I know they're going to want to incorporate the team colors.
Oh yeah.
So like maybe do like the border of team colors and then like a better text field in the middle, or what? So was there a better suggestion on that?
I wanted just black text because it was white text. And if you made it black, it would have fixed that problem. But then Brian was like, well, they could, instead of doing that, they could just have a black border around the text. And that would that would solve it too. Yeah. So yeah, a black outline. There you go. It's as simple as that. Brian's hashtag was hashtag I'm colorblind. I can't see these colors. Please help. It was a great hashtag. Yes.
Beautiful hashtag.
It was phenomenal. So he tweeted it out last night, like when Space Station was playing, I think, because and the real funny thing is when KCP was playing, they had like a fucking bright neon yellow to start the match. And then like partway through the match, they made it to like a washed out yellow. Like it just changed on the fly because they realized how fucked it was.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is the next game started, it was back to the bright neon yellow again.
Probably because that was the default.
Yeah, and then they had to change it again. It was just funny. So they're working on it, and that's great. Like they're hearing the feedback and they are working on it, and I love that. Like that's fantastic. It was just things that we were commenting on as the broadcast was taking place. So just know they're listening to the feedback. This is the first time they've done something like this, and so this is, they'll work on it. They will iterate upon it, and things will hopefully get better over time. So yeah, and then also Tashi replied to another individual and said, long-term vision is the HUD is completely customizable, so people can do whatever they want with the elements. Turn anything off, move them wherever they'd like. And that sounds pretty fucking cool. Shio comes in and says, LeBron James, you had one job. You had one job.
It was the
typo.
It was a typo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're saying hopefully it's like, because like you can do that right now in F1. You know, you can have any of your elements where you want them, and hopefully
think of it like an MMO as well. Like in an MMO, WoW, FF14, stuff like that. Like if you can go in and Guild Wars 2, you can go in and just absolutely customize your HUD to position anything wherever you like.
Wow.
So hot bars, party, bags, chat, whatever it is, you can position them anywhere you want. Yeah. So that'd be really fucking cool. And yeah, Shio. So that's one of their goals, right? Tashi said their long-term vision is for the HUD to be completely customizable. So pretty fucking cool. Also by Tashi, infinite broadcast icons. I see, Will, you have them up right now.
I wanted to check it out.
Yes. For any communities looking to level up their Halo Infinite broadcasts and graphics, you can find the Eagle, Cobra, and Mode icons in the link provided in the Google Doc or the show notes of the show, ! Show notes in the chat. Or if you're listening to the audio version of this show, hopefully you're not driving, but if you are, you could pull over and just, go into the description. Find the link, open it, find the link within the link, and then open that.
Here, I'll throw
and
it
then
up.
continue on your drive. So yeah.
All right, cool.
There's that. Cool. Next news story. Final boss coming back.
Ooh.
This is by Sundance Di Giovanni. And he just literally had a picture of the final boss logo and he said soon? ? So who the fuck knows? But that'd be rad. Sims has a story here. It's a Halo social media contract opening. He states, any mutuals looking for a contracted social media position must have previous social experience and, most importantly, HCS knowledge. Contact @OliverBricks if interested. And it's important to note here that Oliver is the director of social media at ESL and DreamHack, who are the partners for EU HCS. So that kind of sounds like that's
what's going on.
The same thing. How about some North American HCS, though? Because we have a calendar here by Joy and Join Us. She states, I'm sure it already exists somewhere, but I made a spreadsheet of the North American dates for the HCS, and I thought I'd share in case anyone else is interested.
I need this.
So yeah, go ahead, check it out. It's there. She has everything included for all the North American HCS dates. Thank you very much, Joy and Join Us.
I was kind of hoping it would be a Google Calendar so I could import it.
Yes, I agree.
It's a graphic.
Yes. So if anyone's interested in if she would be able to make something like that, reach out to Jessica on Twitter, @JoyAndJoinUs, and maybe she'd be able to make that.
Wrong folder.
How about a Discord server? Will you like Discord servers?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, people like Discord servers. It's the hotness, you know. How about one by Eli the Ninja? He states, created a new Discord to organize Halo Infinite scrims, 8s, and FFAs. Read the rules when you join. Report spammers to myself, as in Eli, or Histrix. Or it's historic. That's what it is. There's an X instead of the O. I'm a fucking moron. I can't read.
Better get on those FFAs.
Yeah, better. You can join at the link again in their tweet or in the Google Doc in the show notes of the show. There's a link in there for you. Let's train and get better together. There you go. Do it up. A lot of people have been asking for like a 2s and 8s, a 4s, FFAs, scrims, free agent, team finding, Discord servers, right?
Yeah. And
there are a fucking shit ton of them popping up. But Eli's pretty known within the community, so I want to shout his out. So there you go. I think we shouted out the one that Maddie made for the competitive Reddit.
Yeah.
Discord server as well.
Yeah.
So they're out there. Go check it out. Halo Infinite TAC maps. This is by Halo Rec League. Hey, there you go, guys. The team that brought you TAC maps at COD Rec League now brings you Halo. Need help learning weapon spawns and map callouts? You can check them out in the tweet in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show, and they're fucking awesome. Special thanks to Archer Bloodshot for the maps. And if you don't remember, we also shouted those out earlier on as well in previous episodes. What's up, Mar? Welcome to the live show. Hope you're having a great fucking day. Speaking of Halo Rec League team name announcements. This is by Halo Rec League. Will.
Yeah.
So, Shio. Also, Raider Hater. First off, thank you for the follow. And second off, thank you for the sub from Prime Gaming. Guys, did you know, Will, that if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub to any singular channel that you want every single month that you are a Amazon Prime subscriber?
Really? Tell me more.
Well, I have not much else to say other than you get a free sub.
Make sure your Amazon Prime account is linked to your Twitch account.
And then subscribe to this channel because, we're better than every other channel.
Or any other channel that you like.
No, we're the better than them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I'm just kidding. But no, if you like our content, please consider it. Just like Raider Hater did, and thank you so much for that sub. Also, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
You never did woos.
Yeah.
I was
LeBron
waiting.
James, you get a woo! Raider Hater, you get a woo! There it is.
There they are.
Thank you, guys.
I was wondering if you were going to catch it. I'm like, I'm just going to go until the end, until you shout everybody out. I'm like, you owe us woos.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Second best only your future selves. You're so nice, Mar. You're so fucking nice.
Oh.
But yeah, Halo Rec League team announcements, team name announcements. Will, I was going to ask you, you know how MLG,
Yeah.
the names of their teams, right? They're iconic, right? Everybody knows a final boss, a Carbon, a Triggers Down, you know? What if I told you that the Halo Rec League decided that they're going to flip those on their heads and make something that could be equally as iconic in just a different little way?
Well, let's hear them.
Okay. So first off, we have what would be Instinct is now Inept. So get it? It's like the opposite.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, right? What about Status Quo? No, how about Stats Who?
What? Sorry.
Oh, Final Boss? No. How about First Minion?
You're not the final boss.
Yeah,
You're
it's the first minion.
The first Goomba that runs at you in Mario.
That's it.
You just get fucking squashed every time.
This is probably my favorite one. Instead of Carbon, how about Graphite?
Graphite.
And the best part is their logo is a broken pencil tip.
Yes.
It's the best fucking thing. Straight Rippin'. Everybody loves the iconic Straight Rippin'. Nah, they're straight tilted.
I mean,
that's what I feel like I am when I play Halo Infinite.
Yep. I have a,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would fit in on a few of these things.
Oh, God. And then instead of Triggers Down, we have Flippers Down. And yes, they have their penguins on the logo there. Now I'm going to feel like an asshole because I forgot what the MLG alternative is to this, but there's also We Get Wiped. Oh, Believe the Hype. Believe the Hype, right?
Yeah.
Is it Believe the Hype?
Instead of We Get Wiped, yeah.
It is Believe the Hype. We are correct. Good. You adding it?
Yep, I got
Good. And I don't think that's it because I think a few more may have just gotten announced. So give me 1 second. I'm opening up the tweet right now. I forgot this was literally like just earlier today, if I'm not mistaken.
I still need to program the Jeopardy music for when you're searching things up.
Oh, you do need to do that. Have it on one of the keybinds.
I need more buttons.
I mean, you have profiles, right? You can just
but then they gotta go through like pages.
Oh my God!
It's not easily accessible.
Well, then we'll just switch out one of them. What's one we don't use?
The drum roll or roster recap.
Oh no!
Those are like the randoms. Like
I could probably just do. I mean, I'm so good at doing them all on the fly. You can get rid of roster recap.
All right.
Yeah. The three that were literally announced today, right? As Shio stated, they have three more. Here they are. We have instead of Classic, it's Plastic. Instead of Dynasty, it's Lottery. And instead of Warriors, it's Warriors. Because they worry. That's the that logo is insane.
Yep, that's beautiful.
Jesus Christ. I still love Carbon's my favorite one for Graphite. I love that one. Is this hilarious? So it's literally a broken pencil tip. So there you go. Check those out. Check out all the logos too.
Oh my God, I got too many tabs open.
All the tabs, baby. Next up, we have a comeback LAN announcement. This is by GT Halo. Shout out Martin Ohms. Saturday, December 11th from 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. at Invictus Game Station in Toronto. $25 per person. The first LAN event they're putting on in 2 years. So if you're in the area, fucking go there. And if you're not in the area, well, I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. Shio states he's going to miss it. Well, you know, Shio, you failed today. Yep, you caught the L, as the Zoomers would say. Do Zoomers still say that?
Took the L.
Did they say that? Did the kids still say that? Is that still hip?
Is that a thing?
Is that still, I'm almost 30. Is that still a thing that people say? Fuck if I know. But yeah. If you're in the area, go to that LAN. It's going to be fucking awesome. A lot of people are going to be there, I imagine. It's going to just be really cool to have everybody together again, playing Halo, shooting the shit, getting some drinks in, having a good time. Nothing better, you know? There's just nothing better. Halo Infinite League Season 1 updates. This is by Halo Competitive. I just want to make sure that there's no confusion here. This isn't like the official HCS. This is a community. I was like community, like computer. This is a community-run league. Just want to make sure there's no confusion there. So Halo Infinite League Season 1 updates is by Halo Competitive. Teams will be split into groups based on their region. The North American group, the Fixture 1, will take place on Sunday the 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Fixture 2, Tuesday the 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And Fixture 3, Thursday the 16th, again at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The European group, first fixture will take place Sunday the 12th at 8 p.m. GMT. The second fixture on Wednesday the 15th at 8 p.m. GMT again. And Fixture 3 on Friday the 17th, again at 8 p.m. GMT. Group matches can be rescheduled within 24 hours notice to the opposition. Matches must be completed by the 21st of December. And for the playoffs take place on the 28th of December at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. GMT. If there are enough teams, the regions will be split with European and North American teams competing in separate playoffs. You can DM them for more information and if you would like to join. And Will, that's it for the competitive news. Your upcoming tournaments of the week. Presented by none other than noobcombo.com. Check out the revamped noobcombo.com for all your Halo sports needs.
The hell?
I gotta wake the fuck up. And merch, because I'm wearing one of his brand new noobcombo.com shirts right now. And I also have a couple more noobcombo.com shirts right here. There's the vacation one, right? So you got the front and the back. Will?
Nice.
Yeah. You got that shit going on? noobcombo.com. You can go to their merch store right now. I know we should be pimping our merch, but no. I got to shout these guys out because Maddie's awesome. You can go to their store. You go to noobcombo.com and you click on the merch tab. There's a code I think you can use for 30% off for the Designed by Humans
Cyber Monday sale.
Yeah, Cyber Monday sale. 30% off. You can get it right fucking now. Also got this one. Got the nice little NC. Got the little NBMC. You got a little NC on there on the front, and then you got the Noob Combo on the back.
Nice.
As
Classic
well.
red and blue.
Classic red and blue. It's nice. And I'm just wearing the nice half and half Henley.
Nice.
Right now.
All right.
Not Henley. Heather.
Yeah, the Henley is like the 3/4 sleeve type shirt, right? With the
fuck if I know. It's not what this is though. It's just
moving on.
Noobcombo.com merch. Buy now 30% off. Today, maybe only. I don't know if it continues into Tuesday, but that is what it was. Yo, Davey Wavy with the 19-month Reno Resubmarino Deuterino. You get a woo! You want your woo? Please provide. I fucking provided it. And Shio, you're welcome for the noob combo. You thinking of that every single time that pops up because, it is what it is. On Tuesday, November 30th, we have the GLG Halo Infinite Stronghold CTF Oddball 4v4 and the Right Back Gaming League Trolley I almost said Halo 5. Halo Infinite 4v4 qualifier. Also, I want to state that there's a bunch tonight and there's some tomorrow. There's tons of smaller tournaments taking place. You know what I'm gonna do, Will? I'm gonna go to noobcombo.com for all my Halo esports needs. There's a ton of UMG and CMG tournaments taking place. For reference here, let me just fucking tell you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 UMG Halo Infinite tournaments taking place today. 8.
Wow.
Some are paid, some are free, some are 2v2, some are 4v4, some are 1v1. So there's that. And then the CMG ones, there's 2. There's 2 taking place for CMG. Again, I think 1 paid, 1 free. So there's that. Dave says it feels good to be able to watch it for a change. Fuck yeah, baby. Welcome back to the live show. Wednesday, December 1st, the HCS Kickoff Major Raleigh Qualifier for Australia, New Zealand, EU, Mexico, and North America are all taking place. That's day 1. Day 2 take place on Thursday, December 2nd. And also is the Trovo Titans $8,500 Halo Infinite 4v4. That is also taking place. On Friday, December 3rd, we have the LFTG Halo Infinite 2v2 and the Coliseum Crew League Raleigh Halo Infinite 4v4 qualifier. On Saturday, December 4th, the Crusadian Esports League Halo Infinite 2v2. And then finally, on Sunday, December 5th, we have the Ladies Halo Infinite 2v2 tournament and the Penn Halo In With The New Halo Infinite 4v4 tournament. Lots of fucking shit going on over the week, and don't expect any of that to change as we continue. Because we know that Esports Arena is going to be coming back into the mix soon. We have the Road to Infinite FFA series culminating in the grand finale with Halo Infinite. That'll be coming up soon. Just waiting on an announcement for that one. There's going to be tons of community tournaments that are taking place, and they're never going to stop, and they better never stop because fuck. Will, that's it for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com, where you can check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo Esports needs and now some more merch with 30% off for maybe only today. I don't know about tomorrow. What do we got next? Rostermania!
All right. Josh.
Will.
How many teams were in the last the Raleigh qualifier?
Are we talking about NA specifically?
Yeah, the NA one.
512.
512.
512.
How many teams is that? Or how many how many players?
512 teams.
How many players? How many players?
Well, if we do 512 times 4, that's 2,048.
Well, I got a treat for y'all.
You're not going.
I'm going to go through all. No, just kidding.
Let's just say I
all
literally
2,000 names. You strap in.
I make the show notes every week, and I'm like, why the fuck? What is he talking about? I'm not putting all this shit down in the show notes. What are you talking about? Dave says not counting for all the coaches. Also, yeah. Mar said, if you're still here, he actually was in the qualifier.
Nice.
Him and 3 others, they got a team going, and yeah, he was in the qualifier, and he was talking about how not all 512 teams competed.
Sure, some of them didn't show.
Right, there was, yeah. So but yes, 512 teams signed up.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Could you imagine though going through all those names?
Will
all the game tags.
You say you don't want a 4-hour show. How about a 6-hour show? How about that instead?
All right, let's see.
We literally have to like order fucking dinner and just eat. I'm eating here while you're still. And team number 1028 is. So.
All right, let's get on to the Rostermania.
Yes.
Is it Ma switching to Halo? Mox, Ma.
I think is it Mo? Is it Mo?
Could be Mo.
I want some Mo.
Here's the tweet.
Yes.
Wasn't going to say anything, but I'm stepping back from competing in COD and going to give myself a shot in Halo. I love the game, and I'm excited for the new challenges I'm facing. Good luck to all my pro friends still competing and my challenger friends trying to make it. There you go.
Hell yeah.
More talent coming over.
All of them.
Nitro looking to play by 100 Thieves, Nitro, who trying to make a squad for the next Open is his tweet. So
he plays for the 100 Thieves Valorant team.
Yes, that's correct. I knew the name sounded familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it, though. Next up, a big one. A dynasty comes to Halo. This is by Explosive over on Twitter. Officially making the switch and looking to make some new noise with the new Halo Infinite roster for the HCS season. Mental, Solars, Tony Sun, and Explosive are coming over to Halo, and they're looking for an experienced coach and organization to represent and tell their story. DM or email. Links provided in the tweet. So it'll be interesting to see that dynasty that came over from Gears, right?
Yes, they were unbelievably dominant. Shio is 100% correct. That's 3 Optic teams technically, if you think about it. It really is. And how funny is that? Yep. Optic Gears, old Optic Halo, and current Optic Halo. Yep. It's really funny. It's really funny.
We have a Fnatic update. This is by a lot of people over on Twitter.
Yes.
So first, hey, noobcombo.com. And he states from the DXR podcast, Kojo PM teases an announcement from Fnatic. Hey, punctuation. I messed this up. Teases an announcement coming from Fnatic Halo coming within the next 2 weeks, but it won't be the roster. However, he stated that they are looking more at players rather teams. What?
Looking at players rather than teams.
Rather than teams.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yes.
And then it says me. I'm guessing that was Josh.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Provided, believe they also said the focus is in NA, but nothing is off the table at this point.
Yes. So we also said that.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, because the whole talk about is like, why hasn't this cartel roster been signed yet by an organization, and cartel's in EU? And considering how dominant they are in that region, it's always like, hey, Fnatic, what the fuck are you doing? Just sign them. Like they're right there on the table waiting for you, right? But no, this is the team manager coming out saying like, nothing's off the table yet, but our focus right now is NA.
Yeah, and I mean, most of these events are NA, right? So like to fly a full team across the pond for all these events, you might be. I don't know what caliber Fnatic has, but it's a lot of money to pay to get people over here. Right. So,
and like you said, nothing's off the table, but they do have like their focus is on NA right now. Flights and stuff are paid for as partner teams, so Fnatic doesn't pay that.
I don't know. There has to be. I wouldn't assume that. I mean, HCS is just right out paying for.
I don't think they are, Shio, because it even says here that we just talked about earlier, those that get commendations for Raleigh depend on placings. Like you have the top 4 for North America. You have the top 4 teams that placed in this last that are going to be placing in this last qualifier, and then you have the top 4 in terms of points. That might not be all partner teams. So,
I mean, the cartel would be a top team in their area.
Yes,
but
yeah. So cartel would have, if cartel gets, I mean, they're first in points in their region anyway. But like, if they get first or regardless, they're gonna be invited. Like, they're gonna have their commendations paid because of how good they are in the past 2 qualifiers anyway. So if they just show up, they should make it. But that'd be HCS paying for theirs. There was something in the release about how partner teams don't lose their benefits even if they have to start in the open bracket. I'll go dig in to see where that was. Oh, that might very well be in that designing the esports ecosystem blog from whatever month that was. You very well could be correct here. So if you could find that, link it. Says pretty sure that's where it was. It wouldn't make sense. Let us know once you find it. And wait to post it because we have to permit you.
Or send it to, if our mod Heavy Rainfall is here, you could send it to him and he could put it in the chat as well.
There you go. Neo Wheels, welcome to the live show. Has the Navi roster been announced? Yes, it has been announced. Yes, it is EU and it's Jimbo's team.
Yep. All right. 2 other teams to go through here. Team Reclaimer is going to be GNS Pro Shot, Jolly Josh, Mopsy, and Dreamy Dream. And then Antimatter is going to be St. Boswell, WFH3, Fantasy, and Realized.
Yes. But yes, Neil Wheels, it is Jimbo's roster. And yeah, it has been announced. Now, the unfortunate thing is that they have not been performing very well. But it is what it is, and teams will get better as time goes on. I'm assuming it'll just drop into the auto mod. I do not know, Dave, what the link will do. Who knows?
All right. That does it for Rostermania. Josh, did you want to take this segment or do you want me to go through it?
I'll read it real quick. So there was way back in the day, for those who've been listening for quite some time, you may remember that we used to do Scrim Recaps on the show. And that a lot of it was in part thanks to HaloDataHype.com. Shout out to you, sir. Unfortunately, Halo Infinite's API is not completely open at this point in time, so we don't have a lot of Scrim results to go through unless we watch a lot of fucking streams, which we try to, but we can't catch everything. So instead, also no problem, Neil Wheels, no problem at all. let's go back just a second because Shio states each partner team's roster and coach will also get their travel covered for every event they're eligible for, even if they start in the open bracket. Okay.
So they still have to be eligible.
Right.
So that, yeah. I mean, you would assume the talent that those teams are picking up are going to be top tier anyway.
Yep. You would hope so.
So,
and then he says Cartel will qualify for the major though immediately. Oh yeah, based off of their two first place scores. Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about it last week briefly because it was kind of just brought up in the conversation. The whole Sentinels, like, well, why aren't people scrimming them? What's the deal behind this? And we agreed to just let it be because they haven't said anything, right? So a little bit, not the reasons why, but moving forward, like a little bit's been pulled back. So here's what we got. Lethal tweeted yesterday, like a screenshot of their schedule, the Sentinel scrim schedule, and he just said, please. And it's literally a single scrim scheduled for literally today against Optic.
With Optic,
yeah, and that's it. And so Eli the Ninja said, I've been DMing PJ Snakebite, and he hasn't gotten back to me. We've got 5th in this one. Can we play? Lethal said, no offense, but our problem isn't getting any scrim. It's scrimming teams we know are consistent and top teams for practice against that level. Most of our scrims are against teams comparable to Eli's team, but we're trying to get others and get strung along with maybes or LCs. Wiley Coyote states, do any of us know who is good and consistent besides you guys, C9, FaZe, *, EU, and OG? Feels like most of it's a toss-up right now regardless. Either way, these people got to start treating this as an actual job and be forward about scheduling. Shit's bad. Lethal says no, which is why the players and the teams that are normally or have been at the top for years consistently are the teams we're trying to play. Basically a safe bet on partner teams. Other people arrive throughout the game as its lifespan goes on. Then Eli says, that's fair, reasonable, and understandable. We just want to play. We've been scrimming every day. We show up. Let's book something. And that's the thing we've talked about all the time is that for these up-and-coming teams, right, you want that opportunity to play against these partner teams because in order to be the best, you have to beat the best.
You got to learn from it.
Exactly. And if you're not given that opportunity, how are you going to be expected to try and excel further in what you're trying to do? So to Lethal, I would say if you have the time to and you are trying to find a scrim, well, it may not be the level of competition you're looking for. Try to give them a shot because the only way that they're going to try to get better is by playing you guys, playing other partner teams, playing these top teams in the scene. Because if they're... Go ahead.
No, I hate to throw this word out, but it's the only word I can kind of describe it as. It's a little bit of gatekeeping.
Sure.
With... You're asking... So you're talking about like they want to scrim the top teams above that are currently above them.
Yes.
And you're saying no to the people who are below you just a little bit, might I say, below you in the standings.
Yes.
They're asking the same thing of you guys and you're turning them away.
Yep. And based off how your schedule looked pretty open. The other thing I didn't include this here. I should have included this, but Cartel. One of the members of Cartel was like, "Hey, Cartel would like to scrim you. You want to set a time?" And Lethal replied with something around the regard of, like my teammate would kill me because of the ping, like difference. And he replied and he goes, "We'll play on your guys' servers."
Yeah,
they want that chance.
They want the opportunity,
right? And with these, this is the thing that really irritates me is that with the EU guys, with the Australia, New Zealand guy, with the LATAM guys, it's like, how are you guys expected to get better if you don't even have the opportunity to play against the top NA teams? Because everybody knows, and I'm not trying to be a shitter, but like everybody knows that NA's been on top for forever. Like they've always been on top in terms of Halo esports. Like Counter-Strike, no. League of Legends, no. Dota, no. But for Halo esports, it's always been the North American esport. And Halo 5 really started to branch out more with the Halo World Championship and bringing these other teams in and giving them a real shot, right? And now, and with Halo Infinite, it feels like, South America, Brazil, these other regions are getting fucked right now, and that's not cool. But we have we have the explanation. We have to take it as what it is, right? But like, it really feels like this is the first time in a long time where, besides Halo 5, but now that we have esports engine in there, we have these partnered, not like teams, but organizations rooted in that region that can help spread awareness, make things bigger for them for the Halo scene in their community, right? And we really have a chance now. So if there's any pro NA player that's listening to this, I understand that the server situation is going to be shitty. I completely understand it. But there's a difference between just dealing with that for a series or two, or just blowing them off and saying, no, I'm not fucking dealing with that. Give them a shot. Like all they want to do, all these players want to do is get better. That's it. They just want to get better. And yeah, if I'm being honest, they want to beat you. Duh. That's the whole point. But don't you want to prove that you're the best too? Give them a shot. Like Will said, don't fucking gatekeep them. They're not going to be able to get better if they can't play against the best. It's literally as simple as that. So please just stop. Give them a fucking shot. If your schedule permits it. If your schedule permits it.
That's the thing too. Like, it does suck for Sentinels not being able to play the other top teams because they're just not giving, like,
whatever that reasoning is.
Whatever the reasoning is,
Yeah.
It sounds like he said in the tweet, we'll get back to you ifs, maybes. They're getting a lot of just not direct answers, which sucks.
We know they worked out whatever it was with Optic, with the player or players on Optic. We know that they've worked all that out because they're scrimming them now.
Yeah, and I mean, you have Trippy and APG, right? Which were with Sentinels during random times.
Yeah.
And then
Trippy for like a hot second, and then APG for like the H3 Pro series.
Yeah. Right. And then you have Ola and
Lucid.
I know. I was like trying not to say
it's hard.
Who seem to be the nicest guys ever.
Right.
I don't see why there would be any beef between those two teams.
Who knows? But apparently it's resolved. So that's that. And for what it's worth, Will, you know this, but I just want to make sure the audience understands. I'm not just talking about Sentinels. Right. I'm talking about every professional North American team, partnered or not. Like, any North American team, give Cartel, give Divine Mind, give all of these other teams in these other regions a chance. Just give them a chance. That's all you have to do. And, like, I'm not saying you have to fucking do this, but come on. If you want the scene to grow, like you say you want it to grow, give them a chance. It's the only way that they're going to get better. And better competition is better for fucking everybody. Because the last thing we want to see, now granted, I bet any team out there would be like, oh, of course I'd want to win fucking 3 in a row and just shut them out and be done with it and win the championship. Of course. But from a spectator standpoint, we just want closer competition. We don't want, as great as Sentinels was, or like a CLG Optic Talk Sentinels, as good as that team was in Halo 5, we don't want to see something like that again where a team just runs rampant. We want to see closer competition.
That's why I became anti-Optic Gaming at the time, CLG, whatever it was, because they were so dominant. I was like, someone's got to take these motherfuckers down.
But now you're their biggest fan.
Yeah, you can envy.
And look, they won both qualifiers.
God damn it!
Yeah, baby.
I will support through envy. I will support Optic through envy.
There you go. But in all seriousness, like, these teams are not gonna get better unless they can play the best to play the game. Yeah. So to all the North American teams out there, partnered or otherwise, if you have an opportunity to play against some of these teams in other regions, yeah, the server situation is going to suck, but just give them a chance. Give them a chance. Justin says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. Not a problem at all. Welcome to the live show. Also, Snag, welcome to the live show. Rage says, nothing wrong with letting your competition get better so you can get better. Absolutely. And Justin also says, and it's more practice with different players playing differently. It only helps everyone. Yes.
And
we know that, like, different regions play differently. We do know that.
And even in other aspects outside of esports, competition breeds innovation.
Yes.
We've said it with multiple things. So
yes.
If you want to see Infinite evolve into something else, and it's not the standard what you would expect over time, you're going to need that tighter competition.
Yes, 100%. And the best part is that with Halo Infinite, the multiplayer releasing early, as crazy as that was as a moment, like as people have been saying online, it has released in a very great competitive state. Because they really, those teams involved, Esports Engine, the partner teams across the world, like the HCS themselves, they've worked so well together in creating something so honed for this community and everyone's at an equal footing with this game releasing. Everyone got it at the same time. So just give people a shot. Just give them a shot. Yeah, that's all we had for the Scrim Recap section of the show.
Kind of a mini topic it turned into.
A little bit. And then here's hoping, again, shout out to Halo Data Hive because we use them a lot during Halo 5. And I'm really hoping that the Infinite API gets opened up so you can really utilize those stats more and really flesh out that site further with Infinite stuff. And we can talk about scrims further on the show, like for major scrims that take place, because it can be really good talking points to see where teams are. Because obviously they're not giving strategies up. We know that. But it could be just really good to see. But Will, with that, what do we got for the Tournament League recaps for the week?
I wasn't ready for that transition.
Sorry.
So I'm writing something down, and now we're good to go. Tournament League recaps of the week. Let me press a button too.
Yes.
We have EGL Halo Infinite Master Chief Cup results. It's weird to see Halo Infinite - Master Chief because my instant reaction was Master Chief Collection, and I'm like, wait, no. Anyway,
Halo Infinite MCC.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it is the MCC Master Chief Cup.
True.
Anyway, in third, fourth, we had Mulai Dalam, which was Raba, Prosis, I think it's Insama. Anyway. And Smatic. Fuck it, no. Mock It, Looney, Batchford, Squashy, Warlord. I know those guys.
We do.
Second, Maxi Sauces. Do you want to try that one?
Nope. I think I like what you said. I like that one. Whatever the fuck that was,
Whatever
I like that.
it was, it is Cinder, the RS8, Pulse, Crystal, and I'm going to go with Collie because...
Pulse Crystal is one person.
Pulse Crystal, yes.
Yeah.
First place, 200 euros. XEO, I don't know. Zeo?
No, it's XEO. This
XEO?
was this is team that took second. Spoiler alert, but they took second in the qualifier for ANZ.
It's SLG, Fragger, Envrix, Nevrix, and Tachik.
And when I said ANZ, I meant EU. I'm sorry. That was dumb of me.
Next up, the LFTG Halo Infinite 2v2 results. In third, fourth, we had teams Void, which included Lure and Laylox, and Team Aftermath, which was, I'm going to go with Josu and Nax with numbers. Second place went to Blanks, taking home $30, a No Pro Angel, and Juan 117. And first is Bullies Evolving in Syndrome, taking home $70. Next up.
Yes.
HCS Kickoff Major Raleigh Qualifier number 2. Here are the results. We'll start off with the total teams that played for each region.
Signed up.
Yeah. Australia, New Zealand, 51. EU, 128. Mexico, 102. And North America, 512.
Maxing it out. They maxed out the amount of signups that were available.
Tashi said on Twitter, 772 total teams around the world in this weekend's qualifier. 598 last week. Wild.
Yep. And that's where the record breaking was taking place for North America. That was because last week was the biggest it's ever been. This week is bigger. So this week the record was broken again.
Yes. Brackets are provided in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show, as well as, I believe, Day 2 VODs.
Yes, Day 2 VODs. Correctamundo.
Here are your results. I'm going to run through the top 4 teams because there's enough just to run through the top 4. So for Australia, New Zealand, in 4th place, we had Deathruptor fans. And that was Apollo, Sleeping Cat, and Rice. Third went to Direwolves. Vamped Bald, Dino, and Zerkill. Second went to Divine Mind, Berserk, Junior, Pips, and Rated. And first went to NutriBullet, Barcode, Flex Rains, Parades, and Madzy.
So this is the top 2 placings, same as last week. So same as the first qualifier. But Divine Mind actually brought a little bit more of a fight this time in the grand finals.
Yes.
So that was good to see. Still want to see them do more because it really looks like NutriBullet is kind of on a different level right now in terms of the competition in that region. But again, Divine Mind, we're actually doing more this time, so hope to see some progression there in this next and I believe final qualifier.
Yeah, and I there was times Flex Rains went off with the sniper.
Yeah.
He was really showing some skill, so I feel like
Barcode just flying the fuck around the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if Divine Mind needs to take a look and maybe look at neutralizing some players to then, Anyway, EU. In fourth place, we had Team Navi. Kimbo, Respectful to Foxy and Jimbo.
There you go. Neil Wheels. That was the Navi roster.
Third went to HMDA.
Oh, yeah.
If you're wondering who was included on this team, it was Ramirez, Clonely, Riots, and Flux. Second went to, is it OEX?
It is OEX, yep.
Yeah, we just went over that. It is SLG, Frankert, Navirix, and Tachik. And the first place went to Cartel, Legend, Snipe Drone, Sika, and Shady.
For those who, 2 things. One, that was a Hansen reference. If anybody did not know that.
We dated ourselves hard.
We did. And 2, again, same placings as last week for the top 2. Cartel taking first, OEX taking second.
On to Mexico. Fourth place. Fire and Ice, Noble, Bullet, Luderic, and Nugget.
Before you continue, they actually got second in the first qualifier. So kind of weird to see that.
Could have been bracket layout too.
It very well could have. Just no offense to the teams that got higher than them. It was just kind of weird to see that they got fourth. So
maybe off day. You never know.
You never know.
Third place, TNT.
Cause it's TNT.
It's Dynamite.
TNT.
I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
With the fight.
Perfect. Danny Knight, LV Cosmic, Rinnegan, and Reaper Rips.
I think that was the lyrics. I could have been totally wrong.
Close enough.
Yeah.
It sounded good to me.
That's AC/DC, right?
Yeah. I know that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the words.
You just scream?
Yeah, it's what it feels like he's doing.
Yeah. Anyway. Second place, Leave No Witness. This team included Lure, Laylox. I need to learn this thing.
It's okay. It's yours. There it is.
Rorge. Anyway, Strikey rounded out that team. First place went to Pittsburgh Knights. Tapping Buttons, Atso, Gambino, and Drift.
And if this seems like a repeat, it is. Pittsburgh Knights also took first in the first qualifier. So
PK.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're still on top in the Mexico region.
All right. I'm going to run through all of the teams because we do have most of our partnered teams in the NA region.
Except for 1. Well, 2 technically.
2. So 7th through 8th.
3, really.
7th through 8th placing. Inconceivable. Booba-doobu, Snipe Down, Bound, and Falcated.
They should really rename themselves to Phase Asterisk. That's what they should rename themselves to.
Other 7th and 8th place team, G2 Esports, Arctic, Gilkey, Sabinator, and Straight Sick. 5th, 6th place teams, Space Station, Ace, Tylenol, Formal, and Deceiving. G1, Gunshot, Predevinator, Sargoth, and Squally.
Before you continue, Predev and Sargoth, a couple old names coming in from Halo 5, if I'm not mistaken. Predev was actually on a pro team long time ago. So cool to see him back. And also, I think it was funny because I thought I saw that Gunshot said that he didn't practice before this weekend.
Oh, man.
Before this qualifier. So,
yeah, let's
and
just
they
get
got
on
5th,
infinite
6th.
play.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is crazy. Yep. Because we were wondering, like, we saw the bracket. We're like, who the fuck is G1?
Yeah.
Because we know who G2 is, but who the fuck is G1? And they did better.
They had the skills to pay the bills.
They did.
4th place, it was E United. Rain, Spartan, King Nick, and Ryan Noob. 3rd went to KCP, Kansas City Pioneers, Druck, Soul Snipe, Tolic, and Manny.
Before we continue again, I just want to state, because I didn't put any like series recaps here, but I do want to say KCP beat E United in the losers bracket 2-1. Jesus Christ, best of 3. 2-1 to send E United home with a 4th place finish. So that means KCP actually upped a placing from last week. So really cool to see them in 3rd there. Really cool to see them it's what happens when you put the work in. I always say the practice makes perfect, right? And the only way you're going to get better is by playing these top teams. Well, these guys are doing it. And I'm not taking anything away from them because they've proven themselves time and time again. It's super fucking cool to see this. I really hope they do well on LAN and really get more eyes on them because they deserve it.
And of course, Mr. Heavy Rainfall in chat is super excited. He's a KCP fan. And he says the switch from Super CC to Manny. Super CC is amazing, but Manny and that team has such unity.
And Super CC even went out on Twitter and said that there's no ill will in that. And he's really happy for Manny on that team. So awesome for them.
2nd place, Cloud9.
Yes.
Eco, Stellar, Renegade, and Penguin. And 1st went to Optic Gaming, Lucid, Trippy, Pistola, and APG.
Yes, and this time Optic was coming from winners.
Yes.
They actually dropped Cloud9 into the losers bracket. And the other thing I'll say is that there was no bracket reset necessary. Optic won in 4 games.
Yep.
And like I said, I didn't put any series recaps in here because, to be completely honest with you, things kind of just felt run of the mill for this one. There wasn't anything really crazy here besides KCP getting 3rd. But I do want to say that the final Strongholds game was just like, I was talking about it in the watch along. It felt just like the biggest, scrappiest game I've ever seen in a professional standpoint.
That one was on Recharge, right?
No, it was on Livefire.
Was on Livefire?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing I'm going to say is
Ball was on Recharge.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is that I understand. I get why. I shouldn't expect everybody to have incredible strategies when the game just released. And that's what I was putting my mindset in, is that it looked really fucking scrappy. Like, it felt like they would continually go for triple caps when they didn't need to. They would never hold a setup. They'd get fucked immediately. And it was just, it just felt so weird. Optic came out with the win, but it just felt really, really weird. And things will obviously get better.
I feel like when I play, I want to hold A and B, but it sounded like during the stream that teams were trying to hold C and B.
Because that way you're trying to keep them spawning in A because you know where they're going to be coming out of.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you have what, 3 real avenues to leave. You have tunnel, garage, and then
Brute side.
Yeah, right. So you have 3 lanes to really leave from, but 2 of them are so open that if you can have somebody on Snipe Tower just watch Camo, the little turbine, the dummies, whatever.
Yep.
You can just have them watch that area and just call something out. And then B is so wide open.
Yeah.
If you can lock down C and B, then yeah. I mean, if you could have them continually, I think the spawn systems are kind of fucked in this game. But
at least on Livefire, I've noticed.
Right,
yeah.
But if you can keep them contained enough in A, you know where they're going to be. You don't have to. Pro tip for, I'm not a pro, but HCS Pro Talk tip for any player out there: you don't need to get trip caps to win the game. Fun fact: you don't need them. Get to hold them, and if they break your hold, then yeah, obviously move, do what you need to do, but you don't need to get a trip cap. So don't think that you need to all the time. If you're steamrolling and you have an absolute advantage, by all means, go for it. But like, if you're having trouble, you only need 2 to score points. That's it. You only need 2.
The problem too with trip cap, like you said, I've had it where we're holding down A and B just for, and someone pushes to C for that trip cap. I've had people literally spawn on the other side of A from me.
Yes, you're fucking up spawns for your team if you do that too.
And I'm trying to watch the open cross.
Yep.
And then I get shot and naded right from the side, right off of someone else's spawn. And you're like, what the fuck?
Right. What are you going to do in that scenario? Like, you're literally hurting your team if you're the lone guy that goes out there and be like, well, I don't see anybody over here. No.
They're going to be there eventually.
Right. Keep your setup that you have established with your team. Just stay there. Like, hunker down. Obviously, move around a little bit. See if you can get positioning on somebody, but you don't need to overextend. Overextension kills you.
Yep.
Also, another HCS Pro Talk tip for you. In oddball, you score points by holding the oddball. Did you know that?
I think some people are trying to play that clock timer sometimes.
Sure. But if you hold the oddball, you score points.
Yeah.
It's just a fun fact. People may not know that. Like, all jokes aside, there's a lot of instances where I feel a lot of people think, like, play more Slayer than objective, especially for oddball. And I've been seeing so many complaints on Twitter where, like, teammates won't go for the flag, teammates won't go for a stronghold, teammates won't go for oddball. There's that balance, right? For those who are coming into the game for the first time, for those who haven't really played a Halo before, there is. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm like really trying to give a insight here. Like, there's that balance, right? Where for an objective mode, for those coming in for the first time or those getting reacclimated to Halo, there is that balance where you play your objective, but in order to play the objective, you need to get your slays first to get that advantage. So
you need map positioning.
Exactly. So getting that positioning down, getting those map callouts down, getting your slays down as a team before you go for the objective, that just creates less sloppy plays and can lead to more W's. So there you go. Rage says, there was a lot of clock killing plays yesterday, surprising given the final 5-second change. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We almost saw
again
Pistola do the same thing as last week.
It was Lucid this time.
Oh, okay.
But
it was.
He didn't have it. The only thing is he didn't have an escape route.
He didn't. Nope. Yeah, we almost had a repeat. That would have been crazy.
But you're right. There is something. I mean, you see it. Bizarre flag. We can get there in. Just remind me bizarre flag when we get to the additional Halo Infinite multiplayer thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I'll just mark it down right now.
There we go.
Cool.
I'll save for the topic.
Sure. Sounds good to me. And we're almost there.
Yeah.
Do you want to read through those grand final stats by Gaskin that I put in there?
Yeah. Here we go. This is over on Twitter. Go check out Mr. Dan Gaskin. He states, Game 3, Recharge Oddball. Both teams have a 75% win rate, only losing to each other. Cloud9 winning 2-0 in the winner bracket round 6 match last week. Optic winning 2-1 in the mental grand finals last week.
So these are all, like I said, grand final stats between Optic and Cloud9. Go ahead.
Yep. Game 2, Aquarius Slayer. Another 100% win rate for both teams across the last 2 tournaments. Fun fact, 3 of the grand final game types these teams haven't played each other on yet, despite playing 2 best-of-3s and 2 best-of-5s versus one another.
How crazy is that?
And then last one here, both teams were undefeated on Bizarre CTF across 2 weeks of play. Optic kept that 100% record.
Gaskin, thank you so much for providing those stats. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Also, if you have not listened to the DXR podcast by Dan Gaskin and Shurzy1, please go check that out as well. They're going to be testing, they already did test, and I think they're going to be doing it moving forward. They're doing their show on Twitter Spaces. So go check that out.
Do you like that new functionality on Twitter?
I do.
It's interesting to me.
I do. I like it.
It's becoming like a Discord Twitter.
Yeah, I like the Spaces functionality. I like how they opened it up for everybody. Because before it was a beta thing, or specific people would have access to it. Maybe it was verified people would have access to it, but now I believe it's open for everybody. So it's really cool. It is a cool thing. You can just pop in and out. It's awesome. Dave says it's been a cool spot to just hear from influencers I enjoy. Absolutely.
Gary V has done 12 already. Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. Like I said, it's now open for everybody. So if you have a Twitter account, you can create a Twitter space. You can go live, you can chat, you can bring people in, do whatever you want to do. It's really cool.
Awesome.
Jesus, my kid's fucking throwing shit. All right, well. Is that it for the tournament league
recaps? That's all we have for the tournament league recaps of the week. I thought we were just moving on.
No. I mean, now we will. It's time for a weekly topic. So, Will, Halo Infinite multiplayer has been out for a couple weeks now. And we obviously have played more of it. You still a lot more than I have. But I just wanted to just put in here additional Halo Infinite multiplayer thoughts. So without further ado, Will, you wanted me to put Bizarre Flag on here. Yeah. What do you want to say about Bizarre Flag?
It feels like Bizarre Flag, you have to slay like freaking you have to slay once to get across the map.
Oh god, the amount. Yeah.
You have to slay you have to slay again in their base.
Yep.
You pull the flag. Now they're at that 50-yard line. You have to slay again coming back. Mm-hmm. And then you have the desperate dive at the end to try to get there. And it seems like it's too congested for flag. In my opinion. I don't know.
So you feel okay, so what are your thoughts on Aquarius then?
You have to have a proper setup to defend. But there's more. It feels better. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels better on Aquarius.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. There was somebody who said, I think it was in the Discord, we were talking about it and how Aquarius feels like the Halo 3 Forge map that was in MLG settings. Onslaught? Because there's Amplified TS, and then I think it was Onslaught CTF. I think it's Onslaught. But it plays like that, where it's like you have like a small dome, and you have your 3 lanes, right, and that's literally it. It feels like that.
But it's just the point of you have to gain map control 3 times to run a flag, and usually you have to send 3 people across. You can't leave someone defending,
right? And with mid on Bizarre being so open as it is, you have literally one closed off lane and it's bottom where Bulldog spawns. Like that's it. Because you'd be lucky to get through Cubby. Like because you can get through Cubby. You have to grapple shot in a very specific area.
Very specific spot.
Right, but like how the fuck are you gonna do that?
Well, the thing is too is you'd have to grapple shot across, turn around,
grapple the flag. Right.
And anyway.
If you drop it, it's spotted. So it's like they know where you are at that point.
Yeah, and the chances of running that smoothly after.
Right. And Alley is such a fucking nade happy spot too. It's so difficult on that map because like I said, you have the one lane to go or you're open out here. So it's hard.
I think what we haven't seen enough of is utilization of the grapple shot. I feel like that's a big component that people aren't using to run the flag.
And it's going to come with more time played too.
Yep. So yeah, Bizarre CTF does not feel great to me.
Sure.
I want to read what Justin said here. He said, "Hey, sorry, was lurking. I think part of the reason why randoms don't play the objective is, so far to my knowledge, the only thing that counts for ranking up is a plus minus KD.
Yep.
Playing, yeah. We said I had a minute 45 ball time and went 14, 16, and 6 and still ranked down."
So I think we've come to the realization that over the last couple of days that Justin, we're not playing ranked anymore together, just because of what happened a couple of days ago. It was myself, him, Silos, and oh my god, why am I blanking right now? Who is our 4th, Justin? Why do I feel like a dick right now? But either way. It was us and we were playing, and Silas and I would do well performance wise, right? And so we would be going up, but then because even though we're winning, Justin lost a couple.
Yeah.
So
and
it was really unfortunate. It's so fucking stupid how that system works. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. If you are contributing to a team game, if you win, that's it.
Now, if you go 2-20,
that's kind of a different story.
Yeah, I think even if you somehow win, you're with that team. Maybe just don't move up, but you know what I mean?
Right, you kind of remain stagnant.
Yeah, if you win, you remain stagnant.
Sure,
I could see that.
Sure,
but yeah, the ranking system
Dave,
is just
fuck you.
The ranking system is so off to me.
It's really bad. It really does feel that it's only performance based. And not just performance based like Justin said, it's not performance based off of objective time. It's a performance based off of KDA.
Yep.
Like that's it. So if like Justin said, if you hold the ball for half the fucking game, but you go, let's say you go 10-10.
You're not gaining.
You're not moving. No. Like you're still right where you are.
Yep. And I had that just yesterday where same thing. I was holding ball on recharge.
Yeah.
Letting my team expand out and slay while I sat there in the corner and jumped around. Right. And I think it was about that. I maybe went like 9-10 or 10-10. I was about that score line.
Sure.
And
it's just fucking sucks.
Nothing. Just nothing.
It's so dumb.
After a win.
Neil says, won 2 games in a row last night playing objective, and my bar didn't move at all. Didn't go negative, but didn't go insanely positive either. Yep, that's the thing. It's all performance based. Just do the 1 to 50 if you're going to do that MMR. Absolutely.
I mean, realistically, it's like they gave us that without giving us that.
Yes.
Oh, well, not really. No, they didn't, because wins don't matter.
Wins don't.
It was about performance.
It's
like the opposite of.
Yep. I think wins maybe contribute a little bit.
I think they contribute if you win
with a high performance.
High performance or sequentially.
Sure, okay.
If you have multiple wins, because there's been times where like I go even and we win. I go maybe a little bit better than even and we win, and then I just jump after maybe back-to-back wins.
Sure. Neil says, ranks need a recalibration and then reset. And I think Silas mentioned this too. Yeah, Silas mentioned that he believes that, and I can agree with this, that when the game
releases
out of beta on December 8th, that they reset everybody's ranks and it's just a full reset. But if they did that, they would need to recalibrate like how ranks are being distributed, because right now it's
majority is in diamond.
Yeah, the majority. Yeah, the majority is in diamond. What's up? Snake says, I'd be surprised they didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it the exact way it is.
Yeah, there's been no talk about it.
Nope. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Because, like you said, Will, nothing's been said to indicate otherwise.
Yeah. Additional multiplayer thoughts. Well, we talked about it in the beginning. We touched on it already. Behemoth is a behemoth of a disappointment.
Yes.
Just not enjoying that map at all.
No. It's not.
I mean, I can enjoy it from a casual perspective. If I want to run around and be
with vehicles
and
in social
or Fiesta or whatever it is, like
in social.
Yeah. But to have it in comp, that's just not.
It's not a ranked fucking map. And you take out, hold on. First, let me say this. Crunchy Dad.
Ooh.
Yes.
Crunchy.
Very crunchy indeed. Says, hey, finally caught the live show. Been listening to the podcast. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Yes. Greatly appreciated. And welcome to the live show as well. Rage also says, definitely needs adjustment. If it was accurate, half the player base would be in bronze where they belong. Jesus Christ, Brian.
Agreed. No.
Snag says definitely doesn't belong in comp in any game type. Absolutely. That's the thing, is that I was talking to Justin about this too, is that they took what they announced Behemoth, right?
Yeah.
As a 4v4 map with vehicles. That is what they announced it as. And in the multiplayer reveal stream, like they literally played it. Yeah. Because they're like, we're so excited to have vehicles back in 4v4. We know people have been clamoring for this to be back in 4v4. Not us, but that's besides the point. We're a very niche community. The competitive community is very niche. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think people realize that. But when you put it in ranked and you take out what made that map specific for, like, the whole point of it was the vehicles, you defeat the purpose of the map. I'm fine with the map existing. I don't like playing it, but I'm fine with the map existing with vehicles if it remains in social, which was its intended purpose. Don't just shoehorn this map into a playlist that it doesn't need to be in, because as Beth said, I don't know what fucking data you need to look at, but this map does not work in comp.
Yeah.
At all.
The fact that there's direct sightlines to flags off spawns.
Oh, it's terrible. You get shot off spawn immediately.
And you know, you could say that, like, well, there's a direct sightline on Aquarius, but that's a whole different story, though.
Absolutely. And there's much more cover on fucking Aquarius than there is.
Yeah, you take 3 steps and you're out of cover.
Mm-hmm.
Where Behemoth, there's not much. There's the little rocks and things. And
sure.
And I feel like not enough people can test bottom mid until
OS pops up.
Yep. And then
that's it.
But yeah, that's you need to watch those top lanes.
Absolutely. It's just fucking annoying. That map is terrible. It's okay. I shouldn't say it's terrible. It's terrible in ranked. It needs to be removed from the ranked playlist.
Can agree.
And as we read earlier on, that it sounds like there isn't a plan to have an HCS playlist at launch where Behemoth would be removed.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate. What do you got?
Those are my map problems.
Sure. Okay.
Challenges. I know not a lot of people enjoy them.
Yes. For the record, I just want to say I do have positive things to say in this show. It's not going to be ranty Josh making a return. I just want to make sure people understand that.
I'm just going through the things that are coming to my head.
Please do. Please do.
So when they changed to give you a single daily challenge
for 50 XP.
For 50 XP per match.
Yes.
They also took away, like, weren't we getting multiple daily challenges at a time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked working on that other stuff. Just give me the extra 50 XP as well.
Uh-huh.
I'm frustrated by that because now when I hop on, I finish my weekly challenge. It's like, well, I got like, if I don't, maybe I don't want to play competitive for a minute. I want to chill.
Yup.
What else do I got to do now? I just, what's the point?
That's how I'm feeling. You have nothing to work for. Justin says it's so hard to cap a flag because to cap a flag, you need to do 3 to 4 rounds of slays, like on Bazaar, like you were talking about. Because once you've grabbed flag, they're spawning to contest. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yep.
Mar says Behemoth belongs in BTB. You know what else I think belongs in BTB? That fucking it's in Fiesta.
Yes, the launch map with the rocket.
Yeah.
Yep.
That map's a BTB map. That is not a fucking 4v4 map. It's insanely large. The one with the fucking man cannon to launch you across the way to that fucking map is not a 4v4 map.
Did anyone see Shyway retweeted a video today? If you slide into a man cannon,
you don't go all the way through.
You don't go all the way.
Nope, you're gonna die.
But that could be like beneficial on like Behemoth.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you don't go into a gap.
Yeah.
Where you're just gonna die. Yeah. 100%. Launch site. Dave says that map is fucking not a 4v4.
I mean, that was a clever name. I'm sorry, but
no, it's good. Brian says, gotta head out. Have a good stream later. Chat. Fix my hammer. Agreed. Agreed. Fix the gravity hammer 343, please. Please, for the Griffball community, please fix it. Or give. If you're not gonna fix it, give the tools. Give the community the tools to fix it themselves.
Maybe there will be like a swing speed in custom games.
I hope so.
Dial it up a little bit.
I hope so. If you're not going to be able, if you're not going to take the time, and I'm not saying you need to, but like if you're not going to take the time to do it yourselves, give the community the tools to do it, please. Sorry to challenges you were talking about.
Oh no, yeah. So I just don't like not having something to do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I don't like getting on the game and then not having like something to go for if I don't want to go try hard and ranked.
God, you're 100%. Like, I literally said the same thing in my OneNote document that I have of all my notes so far.
Beautiful.
Yes, the literally exact same thing.
See, I feel like I was positive last week, and now I'm getting the negative side.
Well, that's Justin and I were talking about it too. Now you've had more time to play.
Yeah.
Right? Now that and rose-tinted glasses are coming off a little bit, where it's like, well, if I'm going to be playing this game for the next potentially 10 years, obviously there are things you're going to find about it that you like. There's things that you're going to find about it that you dislike. And it's all about taking the feedback, right? And whether or not they act upon it. Yeah. And that's why I have this document. I'm calling it my living document because I want it to be like, if a year down the line, 6 months down the line, whatever it may be, and they fix these things, I want to come back on it and be like, hey, I talked about this. They fixed it. That's awesome. This is great. But if they don't, then it's like, well, here we go.
Yeah. I am really hoping, I know they stated when they came out with the game that this is the beta, this is all maps and modes.
You're about to touch on what I'm going to touch on too.
Yep. I hope this is not the case. I hope that it is actually some sort of beta with the curtain not fully revealed, because what they have available is not enough. It's just not. So,
not to take it away from you, I just want to add, so there was a Reddit post that I saw. Go to Reddit at your own risk, by the way. There's a lot. It's a cesspool now. It's fucking terrible. And I know it's Reddit, but like now that Infinite's out, all the people have come out of the woodwork now. But there was a great comment that I read. and I didn't even take this into consideration because I was so far in my ranty bullshit way. Okay. But the comment was so I said a great Reddit comment stated that while we may have all the maps and modes for the launch of multiplayer, nothing was said around playlists containing said maps and modes. So therefore, we could definitely be getting more playlists once the game launches on the 8th. But if it doesn't happen, then I believe it's not a good move. But what I mean by that is, I think not having the modes thing is absolute bullshit. But just in terms of trying to put a positive light on something that could happen, there maybe we get a Social Slayer playlist back because Slayer and the maps are already there.
Sure.
Maybe we get an objective playlist because objective modes and the maps are already there, right?
So what about like FFA and SWAT? I mean, I guess Slayer's there. You just turn it to FFA playlist, right?
Right. But that's my problem because that's where I get negative again. With this Tenrai event, right?
Sure.
With this Fiesta being a limited time mode, it's gone tomorrow, comes back in January for a week, then 4 more weeks after that in sporadic amount of time. Who the fuck knows? Fiesta has been considered like a core mode for a long time in Halo's history. And I understand this is a brand new game. They're doing different things. So I can see it from that perspective. But then that not nostalgic part of me, but that expectation part of me comes in where there was a great graph that was put out today. That was literally made today of all the Halo titles and their launch modes, what they had at their launch.
Sure.
CE didn't have a lot.
No.
But granted, multiplayer was thrown in anyway. Like that was
it wasn't meant to have a multiplayer.
Exactly. So let's keep that in consideration because what I'm going to do is I do have this saved. I didn't. Okay. I just want to bring it up because I thought this was very, very interesting. So Halo CE had 5 game modes at launch, but again, multiplayer was like shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Okay. Halo 2 had 7. Okay. Couple more.
So we're talking modes like Oddball, Slayer, like those type of modes.
Yep.
Not
so
just
I'll literally run through it. So Halo CE had King of the Hill, CTF, Oddball, Slayer, and Race. Okay.
Okay.
Halo 2 got rid of Race, added Territories, Assault, and Juggernaut. Okay. Halo 3 had all those and added VIP, Infection, and Firefight.
For a total of
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
Okay. Halo Reach added Race back, had everything that those had, and added Headhunter, Stockpile, and Invasion.
That's a pretty beefy launch then.
Halo 4 cut back on some, but they added their own. So, well, Halo Reach had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 modes. Okay. Halo 4 had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 modes. But they had their classics King of the Hill, CTF, Oddball, and Slayer. And they added Ricochet, Regicide, Dominion, Extraction, Flood, Griffball, Ricochet's on here twice. I don't know why. And then Spartan Ops as a mode.
I have to say, not all modes are out in Halo Infinite.
Oh, no, they're definitely not.
The revive mode, right?
Right. But the question is that a limited time thing for an event?
Sure.
Or is that going to be released as in the fucking game, it's staying forever?
Gotcha. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So the list goes on.
Anyway.
But for Halo 5, let's go to Halo 5.
Yeah.
Okay? 5 total, again.
On launch.
Yep. And they had Slayer, CTF, Breakout, Strongholds, and Warzone.
Ouch.
So 4 core modes.
Ouch.
Right?
Woo.
But Will, that's the thing. Is that Halo Infinite has CTF, Oddball, Slayer, Strongholds, and now Total Control and BTB.
Yeah.
So like 4 core modes.
Sure.
Right? And that's all launch maps and modes for the multiplayer. All launch modes is 4 core modes. And then you have Fiesta coming in is a limited time event, which is Fiesta. Granted, I don't even see it on here, so take that as you will. But we don't have a territories. It's people love or hate territories. We don't have an assault, so no bomb mode, right? We don't have a juggernaut. We don't have King of the Hill, but granted, Strongholds kind of replace that, right? Yeah. Well, I would still like to see it back in some capacity. I respect Strongholds taking over it.
I like Roaming King, man.
It'd be cool to see a Roaming King in there, but that was a community-made mode that was then put into a rotational Slayer playlist on Halo 5. So that wasn't core. That wasn't a core mode.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, the fact that the hill is always there and it's moving around the map, you really have to... That takes a lot of teamwork to be like, don't be in the hill here, slay out because it's exposed, but then hop back in at this point.
You know what's funny? Call of Duty Vanguard made that an official mode. It's an official mode. Now, I don't think it's in the competitive rotation because I don't think they've announced that. But or maybe it is, but either way, that's really cool. The fact that they took that, maybe they looked at that mode in 5, the community made mode, and they're like, we can make that an official thing. And it works.
It makes it feel less campy too. You know, like I'm gonna sit in this one room and hold it down. Like you have to constantly be thinking on your feet with that mode.
Right. 100%. Justin said, did anyone look in customs if a game type like SWAT is available as an option, or do you need to do it manually?
I know FFA is an option. I looked for that.
Okay.
I did not see SWAT.
There you go. So yeah, it's just so, that's what I'll say about that. Back to you.
I'm just hoping that it is,
that there's something else.
There's something else behind there. Because if they're just saying all maps and modes,
it's so bare. It's like Halo 5 all over again. And we knew, you saw the amount of backlash that took place when that happened. Yeah. Like when 5 released and you had 4 playlists to pick from, where we are literally right now, like there was a lot of like, where's Social Slayer? Where the fuck is that? And I worked on that since the game released all the way till it was dead.
You did. I also feel that if they're trying to direct population in playlists, this is the wrong time to do it.
Yes.
You have the most people in your game right now. Let the playlist be open and then move from there.
Right. And they say, guys, we know, and I said this last week and I'm going to say it again. I'm not trying to get on a rant or anything, but like, we know what 343 is doing here. Like we know what 343 and Microsoft are doing here. They're trying to, maybe inflate's not the right word I'm looking for, but they talk about player retention, right?
Yeah.
If you have 3 playlists, where do you think the players are going to go? Those 3 playlists. Or they're going to stop playing the game. So if you add a shit ton of playlists, their numbers are going to look skewed because there's a shit ton more playlists. Yeah. But at least it'd be giving players what the fuck they want.
Yeah, and I mean, I do agree with not giving us like there was like weird playlists, right? Like I don't need Castle Wars as a playlist.
Sure, but you can put that into like an action sack. So you could have all these wacky things. Yeah, you could have all these wacky game modes in one playlist as action sack. Just have it there. And then Snag says, no SWAT. I'm in the custom game settings now.
Yeah.
And then Justin says, so many people dipped after 1 month because there was nothing new. And that's what I'm worried about if we're going to have a problem. Like, this is supposed to be their 10-year thing. And my worry, right, is that because this is their 10-year free-to-play plan, they're putting these modes behind events to make you come back.
Sure.
And keep their player retention because it's a limited time mode when they say they're trying to get away from FOMO when they're literally introducing it because of these limited time modes. That's what it feels like to me.
Hopefully, maybe the smart thing to do would be like, yeah, they're locked behind the first limited time event. But now that the Tenrai event happened, Fiesta's now unlocked for everybody.
That'd be cool.
Next one maybe SWAT then, and then SWAT's unlocked for everybody.
Sure.
It would suck that we have to wait for them, but then that gives them time to get the modes polished. Maybe.
I was going to say, my dumb counter to that would be, you've had 6 years to polish that shit.
Yeah,
how do you not have it at launch? And I know you understand that.
I know.
Snag says 10 years of breadcrumbs. Yep, that's... Dude, if this Tenrai event is any indication... Now, granted, they could be doing this... I've been seeing a lot of shit online, a lot of negative shit online. They could be doing this in a sense that let's see what we can get away with first, get the backlash, and then fix it and be like, thanks for all the feedback, guys. Here you go. We fixed it for you. We're not doing that shit again. No. That was dumb. But we're doing this now. And you love us again. And then everybody's like, oh my God, you fixed it. I love you guys so much. That's what I'm waiting for. Dave says, I hate that you can't even finish the 10 Rye Battle Pass on the first week. Nope.
You can get 7.
You can get to 7.
Another thing I thought of too.
Sure.
Is we have an extra 2 months of this season, right?
Correct.
So maybe the 10 Rye event seems so spread out because they had to spread it out through the whole season.
But they didn't have to.
They didn't have to. No.
That's my thing. They didn't have to.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe they edited it, so that it did last the whole season, and you had to earn. Dave, there is 6 weeks of this going on. They listed the first 3 weeks, and it says ... There's 3 more weeks.
Correct.
That they will be live. So,
this is a 6-week event.
Yeah.
Week 1 finishes tomorrow.
And then the second week doesn't happen until January.
And then after January's week or whatever it is, there's 4 more after that. This is a 6-week total event. But they're like putting it out in really weird intervals.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, what is this, Destiny? I've talked ad nauseum of how bullshit this is, but go ahead. Well, I'm sorry to keep talking.
It's fine. So yeah, I'm at the point where, yeah, the 10 Rye event didn't feel great, but it is what it is. I still played and got my 7 points.
Yep, same.
And yeah.
Justin says it's honestly okay. Once I reached level 6, I realized I'd be able to still get the armor and stop playing the shitstorm that is Fiesta. And you know what's funny? As Justin and I were playing, I laughed so hard because I'm like, man, part of me really just wants to finish out this pass, like Dave was saying, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other part of me is like, wait, if I finish this challenge, I don't have to play this shitstorm, like Justin said, until January. And holy shit, that's awesome.
And this might be another player retention thing for Fiesta.
Oh, 100% it is.
That's because you don't have to sweat through Fiesta. Because people would be like, screw Fiesta after a while.
They're inflating their numbers. It makes it feel like this is a limited time thing. You have to get in while the getting's good so everybody comes back for the thing. You want to know something really funny? So the event pass, right? So they split the shoulders into 2 different tiers?
Yeah.
Next week, or the next week that it's available in January,
you get one and not the other.
You get one.
Yep.
You get 1 piece of armor and it's 1 shoulder piece in the next week that you have for the 7 ranks. How fucking funny is that?
Last negative for me, I guess.
Sure.
XP boost and challenge swaps.
Yep. And also, if you think of anything else, please just add. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I used so to get through the 10 Rye event, I hated some of my challenges. So I swapped them. I was like, and I had one that was ridiculous, like get 15 kills with the Ghost's plasma, gun or whatever it is. And I'm like, hell no. I'm not spending that much time trying to grab a Ghost from the rest of my teammates.
And they also don't spawn on every map.
Yeah. So I used 2 or 3 swaps just on that challenge because other stupid stuff show up to finally play 4 Fiesta matches. I'm like, I could do that.
Where the fuck was that at the beginning?
Yeah. So
Justin says the whole system was designed around those 2 things. Yes. Challenge swaps in the challenge system.
So yeah, and in the store, it is $2, but you get 2 XP boost and 2 challenge swaps for $2. So 50 cents a piece.
For the power bundle.
Yeah. The power bundle.
The power bundle.
And you do get them through the battle pass.
You do. And you get them through the event pass as well for 2/3 of the event pass.
Yeah. So, I mean, they do supply you with plenty.
They do.
To an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I burned through 1/3 of my challenges in this pass.
Same thing.
Am I going to recuperate those in time for the next pass with the way the progression system is? I don't know.
Yep.
And, they did say they're working on progression system. And there are people who want to just work their way through it. And I have to say, I'm at level 50-something right now, which is halfway through the pass.
Yes.
And
you have until May to complete it.
I have until May. Yeah. I have a long time to complete this pass.
Yep. But then again, I say again, and I know with the amount that we want to play Infinite, because it's the new shiny thing, and we love the franchise. If it was 3 months, we'd still probably complete it. But again, think about it. If it was only 3 months instead of what we're getting right now.
Yeah. You'd have to complete all your challenges every week and just keep playing.
And the whole point, and what they've said in multiple articles, is that we don't want you to have to feel like you have to grind it. That was the whole point. They want you to be they want you to feel as though you can complete things at your own time and not be left behind. That's what they've said.
Well, then it almost just feels like, I feel like every battle pass, if they just said, if you can do this on your own time, the people who do grind would have it done in a week.
Sure. And that's why there's the whole give and take. There's a lot of the feedback around the challenge system. There's a lot of feedback around why can't you just like try to give us XP per match, even though we know that system was designed around challenges. But it's just, that's why I'm glad this conversation is taking place.
I mean, honestly, what I would like to see, so like, you get your like little totals at the end, right? Because you get points, like you get 100 points for killing someone.
You get a score. Correct.
Why not make that like, I'm trying to think, like say your end score is like 2,000. Just make that like 20 extra XP or 200, maybe somewhere in the middle there.
Sure, base it off your performance.
A little bit off performance.
I
do agree on that, but yeah.
Dave says, guys, we're missing the important question. Will 343 Industries balance the game toward controller or mouse and keyboard? Will my mouse and keyboard get bullet magnetism? Will controller get less aim assist or magnetism? How do they plan to balance the esports ecosystem? Dude, no, don't even bother addressing that, because I think he's trolling right now.
He is, but I guess I'll say
it's what the biggest fucking question's been right now.
What about me on mouse and keyboard?
I feel like all the pros are playing on controllers.
They are. And that's not to say that there aren't going to be some that come from the mouse and keyboard scene. I'm guaranteed there will be. It's just, oh, you're being honest? Well, shit. The reason why I thought you were trolling is because I've seen it so, like, basically word for word what you said, I've seen plastered everywhere. So I thought you, like, took a Reddit comment and just, like, paste.
To be honest, I get why they put it on PC. Such a huge audience to bring into the game.
Huge.
But it's a controller-based game. And I feel like mouse and keyboard has been tacked on.
And while I agree with you, then the part of me thinks that it's scummy that they said that this is a Halo that was built for the ground up to be on PC as well, with PC-centric features, and to not leave them in the dust. And I'm not saying that they are.
But they did leave it in the dust a little bit.
I do have performance issues on here too. Snag, all the Twitch chat and qualifiers was pure toxic. Yup. Towards like aimbot, aim assist, towards Lottie, towards Jen when she was on the channel. Dude, oh my God. People are fucking idiots and assholes, man. It's insane.
You put them behind a anonymous gamer tag.
It's so bad.
People go off the rails.
So bad.
So I don't know. I guess the mouse and keyboard thing, they got to figure it out.
Will, you were thinking about touched on this. I want to get to Justin's comment in just a second, but I do want to say, Dave said, look, I think the controller's legit balanced, but I think mouse and keyboard needs to be looked at. The fact that they have different cues tells me that they're looking at it, but what are they going to do with the data? They've said it multiple times, and clearly they are paying attention to how things are going, but you're right. How are they going to balance things if they are going to balance things? That's the big thing. If they're going to do it, because there is this setting, right? Like what is that setting called for keyboard and mouse players?
What?
There's a setting in the game. I forget what the fuck it's called. It's not bullet magnetism, is it? What the fuck is it called? Oh my God, why am I?
You might be right on the.
Am I right on bullet magnetism? Is that what it's called? Oh, it's not there. Oh, it was in the flight. Huh. Curious. Okay. That's weird then. So who knows what the fuck's going on there? So yeah, who knows what if they're going to do anything about it. But Justin, this is what you wanted to talk about, Will. Justin says, I'd like to set my search to console only though. Yeah,
I mean, I really do, because there's enough PC cheaters out there now. We've seen it in Lucid Stream.
Yep.
Summit encountered 2 cheaters that were on the opposite team of him. And it's starting to run rampant because there's no kernel anti-cheat.
Right. So we understand that kernel level anti-cheat doesn't fix everything.
Yeah.
But Will and I were chatting about this before the show started. We don't see a prompt for like even easy anti-cheat like MCC does. So on PC. So do we know, I'm asking chat as well, do we know what anti-cheat they're using in this quote unquote beta? It's not a fucking beta. Dave says, it's my complaint because once you break the shields, you get no assist. You're training me like an asshole.
That's also on controller. Like, well, maybe not complete, but like when I break a shield on my controller, I lose aim assist.
I haven't paid that much attention. All I know is that I'm just not amazing at the game. Dave says, either give me all shots or not shots with the magnetism. Probably now welcome to the beta. It's not a fucking beta. Neil says, isn't easy anti-cheat only for Unreal Engine games?
That might be.
It might be. Sank says, they'd have to look at every single weapon and equipment and tailor to each of its principles on the input. There's just so much to consider. But that's the thing, Snag, right? Is that they said multiple times that this was their first Halo title that is built from the ground up for PC, with PC-centric features in mind to create a what do they call it? A best-in-class PC experience? I think those are the exact words that they've used. And so if they're not looking at every single weapon and equipment and tailored to the PC experience, then they're not living up to their word. Now, we've seen that before with 343, and other game developers too. Like, I'm not just trying to shit on them. It's a lot of people in the industry like go back on what they say. But they've literally said that. So if they don't do that, then they're going back on their word, and that's not good for any community. Dave says, yo, it's a joke. You can't reset hotkeys and you can't lock the menu. And that, again, best in class, world class PC experience. But hey, it's a beta.
From what I saw, it says, unlike many other PC games, Halo Infinite doesn't use an anti-cheat solution like Easy Anti-Cheat, Battle Eye, or even a custom client-side detection system. Instead, 343 Industries has opted for a server-side behavior-based system that's supposed to detect cheaters and boot them out of the game.
Okay. Guys, they're looking at the data, and they'll act upon the data. But no, Will and I were chatting before we started recording, and something I said was, I think with how sophisticated cheats are becoming, right, Will, I feel as though the only way to really get around these things is to have a kernel-based anti-cheat. As intrusive as they are, and I know, and I said this to Will too, I'm just reiterating, that you are putting your faith and your data in the hands of these companies, which...
Microsoft.
Right.
I feel pretty comfortable.
Right. I mean, you have their operating system.
They can already kind of see your shit, right?
And I bet you already use Google services and they have all your data too. But it's just one of those things they have to keep in mind if they do a kernel based. So, but it really feels as though Vanguard kind of set that standard. Not Call of Duty Vanguard, the Riot anti-cheat Vanguard for Valorant. It really feels like they set the bar in terms of how an anti-cheat can perform. Dave, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. Will. Justin says, I've only got up against one so far, but it was so clear he was cheating. Yes, absolutely. You can tell right away, but it really detracts from the fucking experience.
Yeah. In Summit's game, they had one that would like auto track, like you could see it like just snap on through walls and everything too. And then once the player became visible, it was instantly shooting.
Yep.
And then the other one, it was funny because in Summit stream they were making fun of it. Like he's like, "Yo, you guys know these two are in the party, and the one's got the real cheats, and the other guy had to find the free cheap ones on some backdoor website because his cheats were horrible, but you could still tell like it was still like every shot was a headshot.
Yep.
Not as clean as the other guy's cheats, but still still doing it.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's just, especially in a ranked setting, like when you're with how bad the ranking system is in the game anyway, if you have a cheater in there just fucking you over, that's not it. I mean, obviously it doesn't help anyone. And funny enough, there was a comment I saw where it's like, hey guys, think about it though. If the guy's cheating, what good does it get him? 50 XP for a match win? And I'm like, oh my God, how true is that shit? That's fucking hilarious.
But in ranked, yes, it sucks.
In ranked, it absolutely sucks.
My quick positives, I still love the game.
Yes.
The gunplay on console feels good because that's what I play on. The best launch competitive we've had since 4 and 5, I believe. Just the feel around competitive, the eyes that are on the game, it just feels amazing, and really excited for that. I still want to just keep on playing, even when I don't know what I want to play in the game because the place I want to play isn't there, but I jump into something to play because I just want to play. I want, like you said, all these criticisms come from the place of loving the series and wanting the best for it. So,
yes,
Josh, we talked a little bit about your topics, my topics. Anything else that you wanted to add to the topic section here?
Yes, but before that, Snag says, I wholeheartedly agree. Considering they have full control of your PC to begin with, as well as your phone for the most part, I believe it's completely necessary when it comes to a high-level competitive game to have a kernel-based anti-cheat. And then Dave says, what if a cheater comes in and steals all the kills? Do I lose CSR because he did so good? Probably.
Yeah.
But just quit, leave the game. I'm just kidding. Snake says, absolutely, it's going to be the best Halo in the franchise. I truly believe that. Yeah, and it definitely feels like we have the foundation for that.
Yep.
Right?
You just don't like these things. So to me, the battle pass, the progression, it doesn't like hinder the like, oh yeah, this game plays really great because it's in your mind that, oh, they messed this part up or this part isn't sitting right with me. So it does sit in your mind and then put a damper on the game itself.
Absolutely. Okay, so I have these split into the good, the not so bad, and the bad. But so let's see here. I said this last week, but I want to reiterate again. And this could be because it's a beta asterisk, but still not being able to see previous games on Waypoint.
Yes.
Like match history, that so sucks so much.
I wanted to report someone.
Sure.
And I couldn't because
you have to be in the fucking game to do it.
Or like
to view your match history, I mean.
And he didn't show up in my recents.
Oh, that's fucking annoying.
And then like the match history, like I couldn't pull up the report option from there.
Great.
It wasn't letting me. So the guy I was playing with someone else added him as a friend to just report him and then delete him.
That's just, it's, oh God, it's so fucking clunky.
And even so, it got to the report part and then it's like, pulls up Waypoint. And it's like, if you're on your console, I'm not sitting there and typing up a Waypoint form with the Xbox keyboard with my controller.
No, you shouldn't have to. Like, that's the biggest thing is that it's so crazy to me that they launched a brand new revamped Waypoint website and they don't even have match history for Halo Infinite on either the website or the application.
I'm hoping it's the asterisk beta.
That's what I'm hoping too. So that's why I said the not so bad, right?
Okay.
Because that can easily be fixed. And then also in the not so bad, I put, while beauty is always in the eye of the beholder, the ultimate challenge reward should be more rewarding. The coding for this most recent week is objectively ugly, and it doesn't apply to the Yoroi core, considering you need to be in the Fiesta playlist to get it anyway. So, yeah, that armor coding that you get for the ultimate challenge, or your ultimate reward for the week, does not apply to the Yoroi core, only the base core that you have in the game. And it to me, it does not look good. To others, it might, but to me, it does not.
It's the Mark 7 armor that it goes on.
I think so, something like that. Yeah. we already talked about the good. The core gameplay feels phenomenal. I think the music is fantastic. I still sit in the menu and listen to that shit. I think it's so good.
I didn't say the game is beautiful. Like everything looks beautiful.
Oh yeah. And then also I talked about with the sounds, the environmental sounds. Like if you have your Astros on and you can hear like animals in the background, you can hear things going on. The arcade on streets.
It even plays Halo music at one point.
Yes, like just the cool ambiance shit that they add is just so cool. I love that. Can't wait to see what happens in the campaign. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
And then also I wanted to point out that match connection times have been really quick.
Yeah.
Like I understand the game just came out, and so a lot of people are on, and they only have a certain amount of playlists. But regardless of the time of day that I play, what I'm playing, I'm able to find a match like pretty fucking quickly and get loaded in. Sure, there may be instances where I'm waiting for a player to load in, but like finding that match has been always quick. Love that. So the bad, just a couple more points that I wanted to add to last week. Crashing and performance issues, especially on PC, need to be addressed and arguably should have been addressed before the multiplayer was released early. Considering the beta moniker, I'll give a little leeway on this regardless of my thoughts on it actually being a beta or not. If on the full release on the 8th, these issues are not resolved for the majority of players, then this is very bad news for what is supposed to be a built from the ground up for PC gaming experience. I experienced two server disconnects when I played on PC. The game never crashed outright for me, but I had two absolute server connects where it kept looping. So I did need to restart the game, but technically the game didn't crash.
Sure.
Okay. But I've seen so many reports of the game crashing on PC. What I will say is there are a lot of reports on Reddit, on Twitter, on things you can try. Disabling the high quality texture pack on PC, enabling Steam big picture mode for it, fucking using the Windows Store version over Steam, turning your settings all the way to low for better performance. This doesn't feel like it's optimized well enough at all. And also I've been hearing a lot of reports on crashing from AMD CPUs. So not GPUs, but if you have an AMD CPU, like a Ryzen 5600 or something like that, I've been hearing a lot of crashing reports for those with Ryzen CPUs. Okay. Keep that in mind. I don't know if it's true, but just been seeing a lot of reports of it. These things need to be ironed out.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable at all. Now I get it. The Infinite team may or may not have worked on PC centric games in the past, but you're literally owned by Microsoft. It kind of blows my mind. And if you think about it, these consoles, they run on AMD hardware.
They do.
Yep. And they're literal PCs. Like they're PCs without the full-blown operating system that everybody knows on a PC.
Yeah.
So it's really weird to me that these things have not been ironed out yet. And hopefully, again, I am giving the littlest amount of leeway because it's technically a beta. So if they release on December 8th in like a week, and this shit isn't figured out, bad state. Very bad state. Custom games being broken needs to be addressed. Issues include team switching automatically, lobbies breaking, etc. Again, I'll give a little leeway because it's a beta, whatever. In terms of gameplay itself, just a weird thing, but now that I've played more, experienced it more. Not having true counters to the sword and hammer, I think ultimately hurts the sandbox. An example of a true counter includes like the traditional shotgun in terms of the sword. Right? If somebody's lunging at you with a sword and you have just the traditional shotgun, it's a one-shot close range, you die.
Sure.
Now, to me, it feels as though in the sandbox there isn't a true one-to-one counter for the sword.
Can agree.
So, now I did say, as an asterisk to this, I said this can be addressed with the introduction of more weapons to the sandbox down the line. This is a 10-year game. They could come out with something. Things can be tuned. Anything can be changed, right? So while I am frustrated that that's the case now, things could change. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that I had here. Will, you hit the nail on the head. After completing your challenges, I don't feel like I'm making any more progression. I don't really feel like I want to play much anymore because there isn't really much else going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were kind of the other main things that I had in terms of what else I talked about last week. Justin said I had a crash on console, blew my mind.
I did as well.
Huh.
But it was an interesting spot because I was in a party.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my the two people I was playing with, one shut off their console instantly, and the other one alt F4'd the game.
Okay.
While I was in their party, and it froze my game up while they did that. That was the only time I had to restart my game.
That's really weird.
So it's like them disconnecting quickly caused my game to freeze.
Okay. What's up, Gazman? No real rant this week. I try to keep that down. If you want to listen to rants, go check out the 4-hour episode last week because I got heated. I went back and watched a little bit of that VOD, and I knew based off how I was feeling when we were recording that show, I visibly felt angry the entire show because I was just waiting to unload on it because I was so fucking frustrated. And now, like I said, I just took a step back. There are definitely things I'm still frustrated about. You can go listen to that. That's all still there. But now after playing another week, things I like, things I dislike, what have you. So there's that. Snag says, I don't have much time on the game, about 60 hours. Yeah. Let's look at
in 2 weeks, 60 hours.
I was going to say, Snag, let's look at the amount of time I have in the game if you want to compare, which is far less than that. But I did have a decent amount of voodoo magic in the game system settings to get my game running 130 plus FPS. But in all honesty, I haven't had a crash since the flight. Can't say the same for my friends. Gazman says, rant really wasn't too bad last week. Frustrating because all the points are very valid. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And like I said, like Will said earlier, it all comes from a place of love for this franchise. We just want to see it do the best it possibly can. And also Snag just reminded me, one of the other things I need to add to my list in the not so bad to the bad category. The fact that you still have all of these posts, all these videos, how to optimize your settings in Infinite to get the best performance possible. This shouldn't, with the Steam Big Picture mode, with the, you tweak these very, very specific things.
It feels more like a workaround rather than something that just should be a setting.
Yes. Now, everybody should understand. Also, Mass, welcome to the live show, and thank you for the follow, by the way. He states, I haven't crashed yet, but I have massive FPS drops from 240 to around 100. And see, there shouldn't be this fucking issue where you have to do these workarounds to try to get the best performance possible for a PC-centric game. No fucking way. Like, everybody that plays PC titles understands or should understand, and this is a tip if you don't know, if you drop your shadow quality down, that increases your FPS. That is one thing that is known amongst the PC-centric community, is that in any title that you play, no matter game, if you turn down shadow quality, it should boost your FPS a little bit.
It's less fine pixels that the game has to generate.
Exactly. Your FPS increases around potentially, like, I'd say 5 to 10, depending upon the adjustment that you make in your shadow quality. But the fact that people are coming out, I found that Steam Big Picture mode has worked best for me. What the fuck? Like, I'm not saying that person's stupid. By no means. They found that out. That's awesome. But that shouldn't have to be a fucking thing. No way.
I think it's... Now, we talked about not having a full screen option. Mm-hmm. And they said, with the new direct...
Exclusive full screen.
Yeah.
We have borderless full screen right now, but not exclusive full screen.
With the new DirectX whatever, right?
DirectX 12.
DirectX 12, you don't need it, but people still...
To them,
you don't need it, but people still want to... You want to centralize your resources.
That's the biggest thing, is that that's exactly it. It's exactly it.
And that could be, in my opinion, that could be causing crashes. They might not realize there's stuff going on in the background that would normally be cut off because your game is recognizing, because like certain things have like stop using these resources when something is in full screen mode.
If you have game mode enabled as well on Windows 10 or Windows 11, it does try to cut back on background processes to make the game you're playing have the more priority of your resources. Yeah. And who knows if that's functioning in a sense. I haven't dived into the ether of Windows game mode.
Theory.
Right. But theoretically, you would think that it would take the full screen application that you have running and give that resource priority.
Yeah.
Now, who knows if Windows game mode considers the borderless full screen option of Halo Infinite to be a quote unquote full screen application, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know. If I want G-Sync to work on it, do I have to have my G-Sync settings in NVIDIA control panel set to borderless or set to windowed and full screen applications? Or if I have it set to full screen only, is it going to take into consideration the borderless full screen version of Halo Infinite as a full screen application for G-Sync to work? I don't fucking know. This shouldn't be a problem. That's what I'm getting at. All of these workarounds should never be a thing at all. Low, medium, high, ultra. Pick a setting, pick a preset, dial a couple things if you need to get a little bit of boost in performance, but those should be your fucking baseline.
Yeah.
For a PC-centric title. Snag says, 100% I have nothing running when I'm playing out of fear of that. Only monitoring apps. Maddie, just play on console.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
I mean, hey, I had an issue earlier where like the HDMI signal just completely cut out on the monitor.
Oh.
From the console. There was a connection issue there, so I switched to PC, and yeah, I'm trying to figure these things out because I want to know, but I shouldn't have to. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant there, but I think that's all I have right now. And the more I play, the more I'm going to add to that, what I'm calling, again, a living document, so we can address things as time continues. Justin says, I just thought that how it was on PC, it's why I stuck to console. Turn on, play, done. And that's...
Well, there is some tuning that has to be done with PCs at times.
Yes, 100%.
But to the extent that's going on with Infinite, it's more than it's ever needed to be.
Yes. When you have these core games that are built for PC, these, again, like Will said, you have fine tuning that can be done, but nothing to the extent of opening up a completely separate application and running it within said application to try to get the best performance possible. No, that's not a thing. It's not. And it boggles my mind that people seem okay with this. You shouldn't be okay with this.
Steam Big Picture Mode just makes me think too that they're downscaling something to make it run better.
I just can't believe it. I think Active found that out though. And shout out to Active, great up and coming caster and content creator. It's just when he put that tweet out, I'm thinking to myself, guys, I'm glad you found this, man, but like we need to be holding them to a higher standard than this. Seriously. Like what the fuck is that? And again, I understand that every PC is different. Like that's kind of the whole point. You can make it your own. You can do it for what your needs are, right? And you can upgrade as time goes on. But when you are advertising this game as a built for PC title, and you don't have these things in there and it's not optimized properly, that's not okay. And as Gazman like Kappa's this, Josh, it's just a beta. Like that's the problem, is that it's not. They can put that asterisk on there all they want, but the fact of the matter is it's all launch maps and modes. Game's not in beta. It's not. You don't have that and call it a beta. Like there's no, I feel as though they put the beta moniker on it to save their asses.
I mean, Fortnite was in beta for years.
But that's the thing, though. They said that, though.
Yeah.
Right? They've come out and said that before it released. Like, this is going to be in a beta. Valorant came out with a very closed beta with keys.
Yeah.
And then an open beta, and then a launch. Right? These fuckers just shadow dropped it during their anniversary stream and put a beta moniker on it. A couple weeks before launch. Like
I wonder if that beta moniker is to save their like
100%.
not for
Sorry.
Not for technical problems. I'm saying maybe to get it out early, they had to drop a beta moniker on it.
So they could get away some of the certification processes?
It's possible.
That's what I was wondering too. There was that brought up too. See, voice crack. Maddie says, plus, like Ackman pointed out, if it's a beta, then why are they taking my money? Great video. I have it in the community creations, by the way, of this episode. But as a additional point to that, not even a counterpoint, look at Valorant, right?
Yeah.
You bought stuff during the beta. They refunded you when the game fully
released.
released.
Like $50, you would get like $70 back.
Right. Halo's not doing that.
No.
Or they haven't said, and I doubt that they are, but they haven't said that they're doing that.
But they also said that everything's carrying over to the launch.
At 100%. But it's not a fucking beta. But I agree with you. It truly does feel like that point was made earlier. I saw it where maybe they did do this to try to get away from certification because they did announce after the beta release that Halo Infinite has gone gold. Right? After the fact. So there's that. But it's just frustrating. It's just really frustrating. And we just want to see things get better. And that's what that is. Mass also says, plus Valorant updated the skins for when they release them in the full game.
Justin says, I mean, we could still be waiting for it. True. Having these discussions in a couple weeks.
Yep. And that's, again, I'm glad we're talking about this, and I'm trying not to get super heated because the game hasn't technically fully released until next week, and we'll have more insight then too. And this is a living live game. More things are going to be coming. More things will probably be removed as time goes on. Playlists that aren't populated, whatever it may be. They even add more playlists to the game. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see.
I feel like you're not happy with that response to yourself.
I'm not. But at the same time, we've talked about it before. It's like, what can we do, right? I can just sit here and yell about it. You're going to get upset. I'm going to get more upset. It's just, it doesn't help anybody, right? I can just throw my feedback out there. Hope things get addressed. And if they don't, we can talk about it later too. Whether it be positive or negative. It's why we have the show anyway. I'm going to put a stamp on this. If you have an issue with this game, or if there's something that you like about this game, give that feedback, good or negative. Make it constructive, provide a way that they can improve it. And as I always say on the show, don't be an asshole. I sounded like an asshole last week because a lot of these things are very, very manipulative. They feel manipulative. They feel as though we're trying to get as much possible as out of you because every other company did this. Then they get a shit ton of backlash. And then they're like, hey, we fixed it. And they're like, yeah, you're not the bad guys anymore. Let's go to a different company. We need to hold companies to a higher standard than that. We shouldn't allow them. Now, they're going to do what they want because money's money. Money talks, right? Business is business. But if there was any way that we could prevent them from doing this shit in the first place, I would like to go that route. But it is what it is. The game is out. People are spending money. I've spent money. And I've admitted that. And I can just hope it gets better with constructive feedback. Justin says, just hoping for an HCS playlist down the line because I know settings will change for them eventually and I want to play what they're playing. Yes. And Gasman says, don't be a shitter. Yes. Yep. That's it. Don't be a shitter. Don't be a shitter. Will, is there anything else you would like to add before we move on?
A thought popped into my head like 2 minutes ago and it went away.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
You should have a OneNote document you should add to it. Like,
nah, I'm good.
I literally, when over the weekend, like as soon as a thought would pop into my head based off the last play session I had, I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta put that down. Oh my God. But Justin.
Equipment. It was equipment.
Equipment, go. Equipment, go.
I feel like they might need to look at equipment in competitive.
Okay.
Because while it is important to pick it up and it provides opportunities, sometimes I do feel like getting top of double doors with grapple shot and having your team just scrap out a flag run halfway and then being able to grapple it to safety like instantly doesn't feel very good to me.
Good as in
like
a disadvantageous position, or good as in like a gameplay perspective, it's hard to grab the flag?
No, it's as in like a disadvantageous position for like that team that's getting capped on there.
Sure.
Like, how am I supposed to know that guy is hiding behind double doors with a grapple shot?
Right.
And to like try to get that kill before anyone else who's in front of me or like, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels
there
grimy.
isn't a good enough. Oh, I agree. And there isn't like that. And we mentioned this before where there isn't a good enough visual representation for what people have. Sure. Like they have the little streak on them, like with OS and camo, it's a gold streak that comes off them. But in the heat of the battle, I'm not paying attention to that.
Right.
To me, it's with all the colors that are going on anyway, it could be really hard to balance this, but it is difficult to understand who has what and when, because I think even the casters were talking about, like, if somebody has thrust, that should be a guaranteed kill, because like in Halo 5, everybody expects the jump thrust, right? At the end of a battle. But in Infinite, not everybody has thrust. And so when you're in a 1v1 and somebody thrusts, that should be a kill for that person that had thrust, because you're just not expecting that at all.
Right.
Justin says, I'd say repulsor is easy to spot. Okay.
Well, it's huge on the arm.
Oh yeah, it's fucking
grapple
massive.
Kind of fits the arm nice.
Sure.
Thrust you can't see.
Justin says, did screwing Justin over ever make that list? No, but I did say how bad the ranking system is. We've talked about it ad nauseum so far. And that's fucking you over.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on?
I think we shall.
All right.
Will, it's time for some regular news. A lot of little burps going on. It's fucking weird. 2 Halo Infinite trailers for you. Halo Infinite Carry On, this is by Halo, and Halo Infinite Forever We Fight, the official full-length trailer, again, by Halo. You can go check both of them out. They're both live action, and they're both fucking cool. Next up, Become Master Chief. This is by Halo. Suit up, Spartan, scan your face, and become Master Chief in our brand new digital experience, which puts you directly into the action. And the funny thing is that Ubernick did it, I believe. And I'll just say this. It's not as bad as like NBA 2K's face scanning. You know how bad you remember how bad that shit is?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Like Xbox Live camera shit. Like, it's bad, but like it's not that bad. Okay. And then also we've talked, we had our topic. I'll talk about this as well. It cut off his beard, didn't it? Probably. But like I said, it's not as bad. Like there's like nightmare fuel coming out of the NBA 2K shit. Like this isn't as bad. But we had our topic, Halo Infinite Multiplayer Impressions Part 2. I want to put this out there because, again, I'm not trying to be an asshole all the time. I want to provide positivity as well. Your feedback is being heard. So the title is Halo Infinite Feedback is Being Heard. This is by Jerry Hook and
Unishek.
So Jerry Hook stated, yes, I am still playing Halo and feeling everyone's pain on progression. We are back at it next week, and this will be the top of my list with the team. Okay? So that is from him, from the horse's mouth. Will's doing the face scanning right now. He is going to become the Master Chief. His ears are going to be massive with the Astros on. This is going to be a fun time. I can't wait to see what happens. Lethal tweeted out, and he said, would be nice, again, talking about ranked, would be nice if ranked matches were actually meant to match all players of similar rank with each other instead of doing dumb team balancing. Can't even play with other people without having people put in the game who are definitely out of their territory. No fun for them either, to be honest.
Unishek
replied with, we agree, and the team is looking into reports of matchups like this. We'll share more detailed updates on this when we have them. So again, guys, they're looking at the data.
Yeah.
That data. That data, dough. They're looking at that data, dough. Justin says, a Halo movie would be incredible. Hope the show gets that kind of production quality. Hope so as well, considering it is on a premium streaming platform that you have to pay for, I would expect it to be of a top-notch production quality, because usually those get that. This isn't like a fucking Fox, you know, shit. Sorry for the Fox shows out there. They're just not it. Oh, look at you.
It did okay.
Yeah, it did not do bad. Look at you. The helmets are made to fit glasses. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. They thought about that. Even though I imagine augmented super soldiers would have perfect eyesight, but you know, unless they can't fix that, they fit glasses.
My eyes are so fucked. I still need glasses as well as being a super soldier.
It's great. It's great.
It turned out okay.
Yeah. So you can become the Master Chief as well. Google Doc of the show. It's the show, ! Shows in chat, and click on the link. Will, that's it for the regular news. It's time for Con of the Games Watch, except we don't have anything, so it's time for Will's Adventures with the Haloverse.
Yeah.
Con of the Games too. Will, I can only imagine what you played.
Played the Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Is that all you played?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was about to say, but I don't know if you, I can't tell if you maybe have played something else.
No. I'm in a situation where I currently don't have my PC set up or anything else other than Halo. So that's it for me. Halo.
Just playing Halo.
That's it. It's kind of...
It's what we've always wanted, Will. Was for you to only play Halo.
Without getting into too much detail here, I'm back to like Xbox monitor plugged into the wall, no LAN cables, like the old school day of just like not having a complete like game. Like I don't even have like a designated gaming setup. This is like literally like wherever I can set my shit right now. So it feels like old school with like sometimes the monitor's kind of hanging off the edge a little bit, or yeah, you know.
You got to do what you got to do.
But it's just adding to the like classic feel of going like classic gaming back in the day.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, it sucks the situation that I know of, but like, yeah, you're making it work.
Yeah,
you know? You're getting your Halo fix in. And Justin says, fun fact, some Spartan 4s don't, and their visors pick up the slack in that department. Good old visor color lore for you.
Huh.
And then he says, Will, Joey, and myself are making a pretty good team.
Joey hit Onyx.
I saw that.
Motherfucker.
What are you at right now?
Diamond 1.
Okay.
Just making my way downtown.
Moving fast.
Faces pass.
And I'm homebound. That's the third song reference we've had in this episode. The third one. Wait, no, fourth. Fourth.
We've had a few.
Yeah.
And my voice cracked when I tried to do the dudes.
My voice cracked earlier, too. Dave says, you'll get it, Will.
No, I won't.
Coming from the keyboard warrior himself, Davey Wavy, you'll get it, Will.
Level 50 in the past, I'd say I'm only 29. I played a lot.
Ask me where I'm at.
So where are you at?
In the past, guess
where?
79.
No way.
Because I bought fucking levels.
No,
What's up? So
you bought levels.
Hear me out. Okay.
I did see a TikTok where some kid, it was like a little kid, right? Like 10 years old being like, you guys are talking about how hard it is to level up. Look, it's this easy. You just click the bypass level. I'm like, oh, shit.
So Snag and chat, let me explain. So I hope Natana's not creeping on the chat right now. I know I think she listens to the show now, but that's besides the point. So I spent money on the game, right? I said I was going to, but regardless, bought the premium pass when it came out. Okay. So bought that. I bought the Sentinel pack and the Envy pack. Okay. Because I'm like, those are the only two that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And the North American pack. So so I bought a bundle of an amount of money, obviously, and I had some left over. And I'm like, well, what else am I going to use this on? The battle pass. Because what else am I going to use it on other than the store? And there's nothing in the store that I want. So fuck, I'll just boost the pass. I don't care. So I boosted the pass. Then I'm like, man, these HCS skins are going to be gone after a while and they're never coming back. So I bought another bundle for an amount of money and I bought all the HCS packs. And then I had some left over. What else am I going to spend money on?
You leveled up your pass.
Leveled up the pass.
I'm really waiting. So I also put a lot of money into the game. I have all the HCS skins, and I bought the premium battle pass, and I am waiting for the next season to see if it's a pass that I like better.
Good idea. And that's what Justin said too. He's like, I have Josh shit for this already. Save it for the next pass. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did spend a lot of money on this game so far. And like I even said, I'm part of the problem. I absolutely own that 100%. And well, I still believe the systems in place are shitty.
The okayness for the HCS packs were like, this is supporting the teams.
100%.
And I want them to stay as long as possible and continue to build Halo. So I'm like, yeah. You know, come on, just take my money.
Take my money.
Let's get this thing going. Let's stay. This is, you know, if you can keep Halo rolling, it's good for us because we love Halo.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I probably didn't need to buy the premium battle pass with the 25 tiers.
I think, yes. I also think I haven't spent money on items in the store.
Yeah.
I don't think I have yet.
I haven't either.
But yeah, I think I ranted about that last week in terms of the things you get in the Tenrai event versus what's available in the store and what they promoted. So there's that.
I'm curious because during the tournament, the qualifier, Lucid was rocking. It's gonna take forever.
He was rocking the Yori armor, wasn't he?
Armor, which was hilarious.
Chonker boy, dude.
And everyone had their team skins on. He's running around in Yori.
Yep. Also, Formal maxed out his pass, so he has the flame shit on.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And that's me. Like, I want that because fire's literally my name. Like, I love that shit.
Fire.
Yeah. God damn it. But I do. I love that stuff. But again, you can't apply it to every core. It's fine. You can't apply it to kitted shit. It's so fucking stupid. That armor looks like a firefighter, not a samurai. Agreed.
I think once you get
just a fucking beef.
Yeah.
It's just chunky. But yeah. Oh, I'm D2, almost D3 for rank.
Got it.
That's where I'm at.
I know I need to work on my strafe.
It's dirty. It's so great. Dirty. Oh man. When you get it, man.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking just dirty.
Anyway.
I feel like I'm better against crouch strafers in this game now. I feel like in H5 I would always miss. But in this, I feel like I can keep up a little bit more. With crouch strafers. I fucking hate them, but I feel like I can keep up a little bit more. But yeah. Game's super fun to play. Just wish there was more.
Yep. Is that all?
That's all I played too.
That's all you played?
Yeah. And I think I hit on the points there. Like I said, that Tenrai event is such a double-edged sword because while I fucking hate Fiesta, and I'm glad that I'm done until January, until the event comes back, and I don't like any of the stuff in the pass, but I want to complete the pass. Part of me is also like, I just wish I could grind the fucker thing out and never play Fiesta ever again. But
sure.
That's it. It is what it is. Justin says I was D4, not salty at all. Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of how I'm looking at ranked right now. Justin is like, he says the second part, LOL, that's the fun part of the fun. I'll grind my ass back up. Yeah, that's what if I lose a ranked game, I'm like, whatever. I was up there before. I'll get right back.
Yeah, it just takes time and performance. Dumb. Dave says, when do we get Halo Infinite 2? You won't. This is the last Halo title that's ever going to release.
Yeah.
Imagine that's true.
I can see it.
Prediction.
Ooh,
baby. They're just going to release campaign expansions. And they, you know how, I mean, what, Call of Duty, yes, Call of Duty is a different game every year, but it kind of has that core gameplay feel.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. Halo Infinite is the core gameplay feel of Halo moving forward. 10-year plan, single game. You never know. You never know. Was Destiny's elevator pitch? Yeah, 100%.
But that wasn't Bungie's fault. That was Activision coming in over the top.
Yeah.
Being like, no, make another one.
Yep. People like the numbers, the numerical releases. It adds additional hype to the title, makes it feel brand new, a continuation, if you will. And yeah, no buts, Dave, no buts. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It was new on PC, so no complaints.
True.
It felt so good when it released on PC too.
My favorite thing about that V2 release was seeing. Oh my God. What?
Nothing. I just thought of something. Go ahead.
Was just the fact that it when it went through all your previous like triumphs and raids and all that, and it had the gamer tags of everyone you completed them with. I was like,
because we did that at the end of D1.
Yeah,
we did that. We played through as many of the raids as possible. Also, let me just. Dave said it was new on PC, so no complaints. Funny how a console specific shooter of the first person variety made by Bungie comes to PC and played phenomenally.
Gunplay feels great.
Crazy how that works out. Huh. Yeah. I'm not saying it was without issues, because it wasn't. It wasn't without issues. But you never had the amount of workarounds as another game does. But it's a beta. It's okay. It's a beta.
I'm never going to let that go.
I won't because it's not. Justin says, insane to me because the first 20 years we had what? Like 8 or 9 Halo games. Now from 20 to 30, we have 1. Yeah. Hope we get laser weekends like D2 then. Dude, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? It's a 10-year plan. It's a live game. Well, let's get into some shoutouts. Shoutouts to everyone who joined in the community playdate. I forgot to mark people down, and I apologize. But for everybody that did show up for the community playdate, thank you so much. I think it's super fun now that we have a brand new game to grind out together and to shoot the shit, play some Halo. It's a good time. We'll see you guys this Friday. Shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. We have a few people to go through. So we have Mast with the follow. Thank you so much. Davey Wavy with the 19-month resub. Thank you. Raider Hater with the primer. Thank you so much. Philbron James with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Philbron James with the follow. Raider Hater with the follow. The Flog with the follow. Onyx Shade TTV with the follow. D3 Up or Die 3 Up. I don't know how to fucking pronounce your name, but I apologize. But thank you for the follow. PBH Hepatonic. Hepatonic with the follow. JJ Letty 4255 with the follow. Wait Tanzia 27 with the follow. Sespike 7 with the follow. Orbits 08 with the follow. And I think that is all until the last episode of the show. So thank you all so very fucking much. And then also another shout out to those who joined in the second qualifier watch along that we did in the Discord server. It was a fun time. The conversation was good. The games were fun.
Yeah. Sorry, it was at a hockey game.
But you won. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But no, we also talked a lot about football because that was also going on. So yeah, the plan is to utilize, I talked about this last week, but I'm going to talk about it again. The plan is to utilize this event feature in Discord more often for events that are taking place, whether it be watch-alongs, community playdates, other things that we decide to throw on. It's a nice and easy way to understand like who's interested in coming, so I can kind of plan around that. So if you're not part of the Discord, Will's going to shout it out in just a second, but yeah, you should fucking be there. Will, Community Creations, we got them. Halo Memes every day, reddit.com/r/Halo Memes. Clips of the week number 133 by High Tech Redneck. That video is live. Halo 2 Artifacts, episode 4, The Cutting Room Floor by Bravo. It's the last episode in the series. If you have not listened to this mini podcast series, please do. You are really doing yourself a disservice if you have not listened to it. It is phenomenal. Production quality is fantastic. The talking points are great. You just get so much more insight into a lot of people's favorite Halo title of all time. The one that really, really blew things up for them. And just, it's phenomenal. Please go listen to it. Each episode is roughly an hour or less long. And there's only 4 of them. So just take a big afternoon or spread it across some days, but please, please listen to it. Dave asks, isn't there an event checker for who attended? I was not able to find one, so I do not know.
I'm looking right now and I don't see one either.
So there you go. So Discord, you guys should implement that if that hasn't been suggested already. And yes, Justin, it is a very good series. Go listen to it. Halo Infinite tips. This is by Wonder Boy. He's putting out some tweets every now and again, some very short form videos on Twitter with some Halo Infinite tips and tricks. So go check that out, or those out. Maddie mentioned the Act Man earlier in the show, and I have his video here. Halo Infinite is underwhelming and disappointing. This is part 1 of 2 by the Act Man, and I want to make an emphasis here. He's not necessarily shitting on the game. He even states in the video, because titles can be baity, right?
Yeah.
If you watch the video, he even talks about, there's a reason why this is part 1 of 2, because he says all the time in that video that he thoroughly enjoys playing the title. He loves how the game plays. And so part 2 is going to be a lot more praise for the game as well. So please watch that first part. It talks about a lot of the things that we've already talked about, but he's a great content creator as well. So go give that video some love and stay tuned for part 2. It's not out at the time of this recording of this show. Halo Infinite Mythbusters Volume 1 by Defend the House. They're back and they're making more Mythbusters videos and they're great. So go check that out. And then finally, the Halo Infinite North America Open number 2 highlights greatest plays, moments, chokes compilation by Deviant Grunt Alliance. Go check that video out as well. Google Doc the show notes of the show, exclamation point, show notes in chat for all of the links to everything that we talked about. Wow, this episode was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we talked a lot.
I'm sorry. I did not realize that. Holy shit.
Good.
That flew. Will, therefore, without further ado, would you please plug the show?
You can find us on your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and others as well. Leave us a review and let others know about the show. Join the Discord, join the community discussion. Lots of great things going on there. Events now will be planned. You can check it out and come join us for some community playdates on Friday or whatever it may be. Don't forget about the social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Come find us there. Search for HCS Pro Talk. We also have our own YouTube channel now. We do. YouTube.com/HCS Pro Talk. Come see us live on Twitch. Episodes air usually Mondays around 7 p.m. Central.
Usually.
Don't forget to leave that notification setting on so you know when we're live.
Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Ding the bell for notifications. Jesus.
Oh, man. Go to HCSProTalk.com. Go to HCSProTalk.com for everything HCS Pro Talk, because it's all there in one place for you.
It is all there.
Go check it out. And then the fine folks over at Podcast Evolve. Can't forget about those guys.
Wait, where do we find those guys?
HaloPodcast.com.
Your home for Halo?
There you go. There it is. They got their shows, Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, book clubs, Build with Blogs, and Halo headlines.
They got their shows.
Hey, you know, my voice was about to crack, okay, but then I held it together.
Dave says, bring back the 1-year merch. But we're gonna do something. Merch? We're gonna do something different in terms of storefront. We just need to switch storefronts.
You're talking about the
I think you're talking about the champions gear.
Like your badge for your 1 year. Anyway, if you're gonna be around, we got a special after show planned for the show that will take place on the 13th. We won't say what it is, but we'll be chilling after hours, hanging out, doing some fun stuff.
Next week, right?
No, the week after. It's 2 weeks out.
Okay.
The 13th.
The 13th.
The week before Raleigh. So we have a big Raleigh show, and then we have a little after party for you guys.
We are going to have a big fucking Raleigh show, aren't we?
And then
we're bringing back the pre-shows. Holy shit.
Raleigh pre-show. Here we go.
They're back, baby.
So, yeah. Now Maddie's yelling at us about merch. So
but he's a piece of shit. So, I mean, where's the merch, guys? I mean, we've had it, and it's still available.
In limited capacity.
I'm fucking wearing yours right now. Shut up. I just said we're going to be switching storefronts. It's the one that's still there is still there. The 13th is pre-Raleigh. Yes, we're having a Raleigh pre-show. Pre-Raleigh.
Because then the Raleigh takes place that following weekend.
It does. And then Christmas and then New Year's.
We're traveling on the 20th.
Yes.
When our normal show would take place. Are we going to come back and do a show on the same day?
I'll leave it up to you. We can postpone a day. That's fine if we want to do that. Oh, Mr. LC, you there? Yeah, dude. You're not going to want to miss that after show. Will's wife is planning it.
The 13th.
Yes.
On the 13th. So yeah, it'll be fun.
It's going to, I can't wait. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. I'm excited to see what she has. Because you don't know either.
No.
Yeah, so I'm genuinely excited to see what she has for us. I think it's going to be great. You're really not going to want to miss it. It's going to be fun.
So, all right. Yeah, that's all I got this week, Josh.
Awesome. Also, I didn't say it earlier, so I'll say it now. Pocket Cast! Don't think I forgot about that shit.
You almost got through one without
it. No. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 211 of HCS Pro Talk. If you're tuning in live to the live show, thank you so much for taking time out of your Monday evening to join us live for the show. It's greatly appreciated. Love how you join in the conversation as well. For those who are listening to the audio version of the show or watching the VOD, hello to you as well, and thank you to you as well. And if you want to join into this live discussion, like Will said, we try to do this every Monday evening. And if we are, stop on in. It's free. We're hanging out. We're chatting. It's a good time. I say fuck a lot. I mean, take that as you will.
You can hear that too.
Yeah, you clearly, if you listen to the show, you definitely heard me say fuck a lot. But yeah, however you're consuming the content, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, week, whenever it may be. I also say on the shitter. So, I mean, however you would like to enjoy the content, you can be on the shitter. Just don't be a shitter. Get it? Oh my God. We should make merch with that.
No.
Guys, that's going to do it for episode 211. We'll be back next week to talk about more stuff. But until then,